brand new season of Falcon football, and of course with a new season comes many new faces and many additions to the Falcon staff and players, starting with their new defensive coordinator, Dan Walker. And with that comes a whole bunch of new defensive plays for their defense to learn. And we have a young defense coming back in. We lost a lot of veterans, but you know, they're really coming back and they look pretty good together. Let's start, first of all, welcome. It's homecoming. It's a beautiful 83 degrees today. It is hot. And with that comes a ton of different things for you guys to do. If you come to the game, there's a ton of friends and family and fans and students. We have a few food trucks back here, some dessert, and you know, there's a ton of free prizes. So homecoming, perfect weather, Falcon football. Let's go. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Amanda Agassi, and with that, we welcome you for the first time this season to Falcon football here on FATV. We will step aside, actually, for the national anthem and come back in just a moment live from Elliott Field.
Please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
They may not be Dabo Swinney at the Swamp, but it is College Football Saturday for the first time this season here at Elliott Field. I'm John Gugerty, joined by Dan Bolak. You already heard from Amanda Agassi. And Dan, as Amanda touched on, the Falcons come into the season with a brand new defensive coordinator and a brand new scheme.
Indeed, it's been a bit of a struggle thus far for first-year defensive coordinator Dan Walker as the Fitchburg State Falcons, they lost 33-30 to Curry on week number 1 and most recently 42-26 to Worcester State in the MASCAC opener. They also do have a 31-10 win over Castleton in week number 2 under their belt. And for the Fitchburg State Falcons, led by Nelson Valerio at quarterback, the sophomore from Lawrence, he's shown great mobility and high degree of accuracy thus far for the Falcons.
It will be the defense taking the field first as the Falcons kick it away. Here's Dan Bolak with the play-by-play.
And a fumble pick up by the Bears, and quickly making their way upfield on the far side to the 50, and now tackled at the Fitchburg 45-yard line, number 19 for Bridgewater State.
Ray Sanra still with an incredible return, the sophomore out of Everett with a big first play of this game, and already, Dan, that inexperienced Falcon defense will be tested. First down for Bridgewater inside Falcon territory.
Starting from the Fitchburg 45-yard line will be Bridgewater State. And leading them out onto the field at quarterback is going to be number 16 for them, and that is Stefano D'Amelia, sophomore, and he is a hometown boy for the Bears from Bridgewater, 6'3", 215. So from the Falcon 45, 1st and 10 for Bridgewater State, and a flag immediately.
First play of the game, and we get a flag already.
So we'll get to hear from our referee for the first time today. Illegal substitution indicated against the Bears, so they will start this drive from midfield instead.
So one play, -5 yards. It's a good start for the Falcon defense. That counts, right? We can count that.
Or you can say no plays for -5, and they're averaging like infinity or something like that.
There you go. I like that.
D'Amelia, 44% passing percentage, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions thus far for the Bears this year. And on first down, it's a handoff to Alex McLaughlin. He blows through the line, and he's going to have nearly 10 on that.
Good run from McLaughlin, turns 1st and 15 into 2nd down and 6.
And McLaughlin is probably the player to watch for the Bridgewater State Bears, a senior from Littleton, 5'11", 210, already closing in on 300 yards on the season. His longest run is 59 yards. That time he got 9. 2nd down and 6. Man in motion going to the right side for Bridgewater State. Load up the players on the right side, and it's a handoff to McLaughlin going to the right side. And out of bounds, short of a first down, and one of the Bears lost his helmet, so he'll have to sit out a play. And that was one of their O-linemen.
That was Michael Farrelly losing his hat.
And I've just noticed, too, that the Fitchburg sideline is now on the opposite side of the field. That's never how it was before.
That is a new change this season. Bridgewater sideline on the near side of the field. Falcons going on the far side of the field. That was actually because of the basically the crowd noise generated here from Elliott Field can be very distracting to whoever is on the near sideline. Obviously, you've got all of the stands here on the near side, same as the cameras in the press box. So now the Falcons will be on the far side of the field.
Yeah, but I think that's a good idea. 3rd down and another run to McLaughlin going to the right side, trying to get a first down, and he will do just that. He'll stay in bounds, but it's good enough. It'll be a first down for the Bears as he's down around the 32-yard line.
Danny, the Bridgewater came in with a record of 0-3 this season, but you said coming in, that's a very deceptive 0-3. This is a tough Bears team.
Absolutely. A 1-point loss to Buffalo State in week number 1, a 1-point loss to Endicott on week 2, and me just telling you that doesn't tell you the story of that one. And then most recently, a loss to 3-0 Framingham by 6, in which the Bears tried to come back from 19-0 down, nearly did. They had the ball in their hands with 2 minutes to go, and McLaughlin with another run. He's not going to get very far this time. He's going to lose about half a yard on that.
One thing I've noticed right away, Dan, is Bridgewater uses the sideline play calling cards that we've seen so often, these big cards with fancy images on them. The one here on the near sideline appears to have the Ohio State mascot, Garfield, a flaming bull, and I can't tell if that's John Cena or Randy Orton.
It's one of them. It's definitely one of the professional wrestlers out there.
I can see him, so that leads me to think that it's not John Cena.
So D'Amelia out of the shotgun with McLaughlin immediately to his right and another option just right in front of him. And D'Amelia will pass this time, go to the left side looking for Jack Levanchi, and incomplete into double coverage.
Excellent defensive play by the Falcons. You had 2 men back there. Errol Bennett on the main coverage made the hit, knocked that ball loose.
Jared Citizen also there for the Falcons. Now we'll bring up 3rd and 10. Let's have a look at the replay here. It looked like it was in Levanchi's arms. It was well placed by D'Amelia, just couldn't haul it in, especially with Bennett and Citizen there on defense. 3rd and 10 for the Bears. Already converted once on 3rd down today. D'Amelia again with McLaughlin to his side, but D'Amelia's going to throw. It's a short throw, and this one is complete. And McLaughlin bumbling and rumbling for yards. Down inside the 30, a flag comes in late.
Flag comes in after the play. Would be very frustrating for Fitchburg State if that's against the defense.
And the Falcons gave away several first downs against Worcester last week on penalties. That's one thing to watch for. You'd hope they don't do that again. But the referees are discussing this, and we'll see where it's going to go. They'll wave it off, and it will be 4th down.
No foul, so a good defensive stop for the Falcons. And now Bridgewater, I mean, I think you've got to go for it. You're kind of in that maroon zone that we talk about, inside the 30, not yet close enough for a chip shot field goal, but at the same time, it's only 4th and 5, so go for it.
Inside the 30, Russell Bolorino has not attempted a field goal this year for the Bears. They're going to make a couple substitutions. I see Malik Garrett coming out onto the field, as well as Sean King Jr., a freshman receiver, only 145 pounds, but 6 feet tall. And do we have a timeout on the field?
We do indeed.
And it is going to be Bridgewater taking their first of 3 timeouts. 11:51 to go in the first quarter. No score here from Elliott Field.
Dan, we haven't really mentioned yet, it is homecoming here at Elliott Field, the first home game of the season, awfully late in the season for the first home game. Falcons already coming in with a 1-2 record, but this is the first home game. First game, of course, live on FATV. If you're in Fitchburg, we absolutely encourage you to come on down to Elliott Field. There's a ton of activities, a ton of fantastic things to enjoy. You know, I hear there might be a petting zoo, there are snacks, refreshments, all that good stuff. And for folks who are outside the Fitchburg area, maybe you know someone in Bridgewater who'd like to watch this game, you can just go to fatv.org, pick up the Education Channel live stream, and it'll be right there for you.
Absolutely. Emily Garrett, Alex McLaughlin lining up at receiver. So is Brandon Giles and Sean King Jr., all eligible receiving options for the Bears. And Jack Levanchi to the far left side. 5 receivers, and Stefano D'Amelia all by himself in the backfield. He's going to go out of the shotgun formation here on 4th down, and he's going to punt it. And that is something I forgot to mention, is that both of the punters for Bridgewater State are their quarterbacks, Jonathan Marrero and Stefano D'Amelia, and that is something that the Bears do to keep their opponents honest, is that they have their quarterbacks punt the ball.
That's a really good strategy. You know, 4th and 5 inside the 30. Why don't you pin the Falcons deep? And that was a really good punt by D'Amelia. Gets inside the 15-yard line. Fitchburg State backed up for their first possession.
The 15-yard line, officially, that is a 14-yard punt.
It is an effective punt. You know what?
But it does pin the Falcons inside the 20, and isn't that what you're looking for anyway?
Exactly.
So it will be Nelson Valerio who will take the snap on 1st down. Quick throw, right side looking for Herbert Acosta. It is complete. And Acosta is down around the 15. He didn't really gain much on that. A long pass to the right side, but not a lot forward.
It's a difficult play call on 1st down. You call a quick screen pass to the right side of the field. You're set up at the left hash mark. That's a long pass for Valerio. And as you said, Dan, very little of it actually upfield. The ball just floated a little bit, hung in midair, gave the Bear defense enough time to adjust to the play call.
It is a 1-yard pass for Valerio to Acosta, and on 2nd down, it is a run up the middle. Number 1, Javon Brown-Simpson for the Falcons, and he gets to the 20-yard line, a 4-yard gain.
We'll be calling that name a lot today. Javon Brown-Simpson, the senior running back out of Lynn, criminal justice major at Fitchburg State. He's been a stalwart, a standout on the Falcon offense.
His brother Malcolm, a former Falcon, he graduated last year. He was a standout on the defensive side of the field. It's 3rd and 5 for the Falcons. Valerio out of the shotgun. He's got Brown-Simpson to his right. And Jesse Laster on the right side of the field. But now Valerio looking to run with it, and that's something he can do. He's going to try to run to the right side to the sideline, and he's out of bounds around the 30-yard line. That's a 1st down for the Falcons.
You know, Dan, I said we would be calling his name a lot. I didn't expect it to be as a blocker, but Javon Brown-Simpson threw a crucial block as Valerio took the ball to the outside. We'll see it again here on the replay. Valerio goes back to pass, doesn't see anything. He decides to keep it himself. And then on the right side of your screen, right here, right there, Javon Brown-Simpson lays the key block that springs his quarterback to run for a 1st down.
5'11", 220 is Javon Brown-Simpson. He's got to build for a running back, as a fullback, I should say. And Brown-Simpson staying on his feet. Hard to take down around the 39-yard line as the Falcons faked the end around and went with the straight run up. A gain of about 9.
Very close to the line to gain. They are going to move the chains. 1st down, Falcons.
So it is 10 yards, a 1st down for the Falcons. Let's look at this replay.
Good blocking by the Falcon offensive line, and then great second effort by Brown-Simpson. He muscles out a 1 tackle and then spins forward from another. Gets just enough for a 1st down. Falcon offense on the march.
Christian Rivera got the tackle for the Bears. One-on-one action there. So 1st and 10 again, and it's going to be play action. Valerio rolls out, throws right side. It is complete to Devin Samil, and he springs across the line to gain for a 1st down into Bears territory.
Devin Samil comes into this game 52 yards shy of tying Ty Spencer for the all-time Falcon receiving yardage record. He picks up about 11 there, so he's now 41 shy of the mark.
And the Falcons, Connor Fitzsimons and James Antonelli holding up basically recreational scoreboards to signal the plays. Play action, throw, Samil leaps up, he's got it! Down around the 35-yard line.
Great catch by Devin Samil. 2 catches, 2 1st downs for Fitchburg State.
And Samil, he's been the number 2 receiver thus far this season. 14 catches for 146 behind Herbert Acosta's 16 for 297. Samil's got that height, 6'3", 220 compared to Acosta's 5'4", 155. But they've both been effective targets for the Falcons thus far this year. 1st and 10 again, 8:50 to go, first quarter, no score. It's going to be a handoff this time. Javon Brown-Simpson running around the left side. And they're going to push him out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain.
Dan, I know we're less than halfway into the first quarter, but thus far this game has been very much like the 3 road contests that started the year for Fitchburg State. They put up 30 points in their first game, 31 in their second, 26 in the loss last week. The defense has some question marks. That's not in question at all, but the offense has been very effective for Fitchburg State this season.
Absolutely. And Nelson Valerio has stepped in well for Garrett Delakiai, as it is 2nd down, and Brown-Simpson going to try to run up the middle, but immediately met by one of the Bears. That was Ojo with the play. Number 26, the junior linebacker from Boston. And yes, as we were told, it's just Ojo that he prefers.
The man they call Ojo. Good play there for the Bear defensive lineman.
We'll watch the replay here. Just trying to sneak through the middle, but Ojo coming up there and getting a key tackle to prevent much of a gain there. Just 2 yards for Javon Brown-Simpson.
Really the first negative play or non-positive play since that first screen pass for Fitchburg State. Sets up a crucial 3rd down.
And it's going to be play action. Valerio's going to run with it. Tries to put a spin move on, and he's going to be past the 25-yard line, and that's good enough for a 1st down.
I think that's just a classic option play there. We'll see here on the replay. Valerio has the decision. Do I give the ball or keep it myself? He's reading one crucial D lineman. That guy cuts inward covering Brown-Simpson. So Valerio pulls the ball back for himself, takes it for a 1st down.
Just past halfway gone in this first quarter, no score. The Falcons driving now at the 24-yard line of Bridgewater. 1st down. Valerio takes the snap, hands off to Brown-Simpson. He'll try to run up the left side, and he's going to be taken down by number 54, the Bears, in Michael Farrelly, just wrapping his hands around the leg of Brown-Simpson, and that's as far as he gets. Just a couple yards on that.
Take a look at it again here from the left-hand end zone. Brown-Simpson cuts out to the left side. It's a great job by Farrelly. He's actually pretty effectively blocked. He just reaches out with his right hand, gets a little bit of Brown-Simpson's jersey, and that winds up being enough to pull him down. Acosta
taking the handoff this time, and he's running around to the left side. He's going to be down around the 20-yard line. It's not going to be an ineffective play, but it's going to bring up 3rd down as they try to go with the end around there.
Falcons try that little jet sweep play, a little bit of an awkward handoff. Good job cutting away from the defender there, cuts it back upfield, gets a block from his quarterback, and he's able to pick up a couple of yards.
That was Charles McCarthy reading the play right for the Bears, cutting Acosta off on the right side, making him change direction, and Acosta quick on his feet, able to get around and salvage about a yard out of that. So it looks like it'll be 3rd and 7, the ball on the 21-yard line. Need to get to the 14 for a 1st.
This is almost certainly 4-down territory for Fitchburg State.
I believe so as well. Valerio drops back, looks, pump fakes, throws right side, and it's going to be caught by Acosta. No, he's lost the ball. And are they going to call incomplete? I believe they are.
Ruling that an incomplete pass. To the naked eye, it looked like a catch and then a fumble. It'll be 4th down now for Fitchburg State. Take a look at this one again.
So he does the pump fake, throws to the right side, and
makes the catch, cuts up. Ooh.
They're going to go for the field goal here, by the way. It's going to be 36 yards left to right for Jeffrey Reichert. Snap down, kick up, and it is good.
Good kick by Jeffrey Reichert.
36-yard field goal, longest kick he's made for the Falcons in his very brief tenure with the team. The freshman kicker from Northbridge, Mass. Makes it 3-0. The Falcons have a legitimate kicker. That was Reichert with his 3rd of 3 attempts. And his longest before was 28, but he had a 35-yard extra point in his pocket as well, so we knew he had it.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to channel my inner Mike Flynn here. There's a saying that he and Dave Clark have developed because Fitchburg High has a very talented freshman kicker, so I'm going to channel my inner Mike Flynn here. We got a kicker. We got a kicker, Daddy.
We got a kicker.
Yep. I will be hearing from Mr. Flynn's lawyers in the morning, I'm sure.
Yep, so we do have a kicker there in Jeffrey Reichert, 36 yards, and he had it by plenty.
Oh, absolutely.
The question was just going to be, was it through the uprights? And indeed it was. But Reichert does not handle the kickoffs for Fitchburg. It's Zachary Bingham, number 83, the Fitchburg native, a standout from St. Bernard's.
I'm sorry, Dan, I scared you there because I'm trying to kill a wasp.
And the wasp has gone away. It's not a very long kick. So taken by one of the Bears' up men, and he's going to take it to just past the 40-yard line of Bridgewater. That's one of the challenges for the Falcons. They have not quite been able to replicate Christopher Ludwig's kickoff leg, if you will. And the challenge for Zachary Bingham right now is he's only been averaging about 40 yards on his kicks.
It's not terribly good for a kickoff.
That puts the ball, that means the ball on average gets caught around the 25-yard line.
And that's about where that ball was caught, too. It's a good return, sets up Bridgewater State first and 10 at their own 40.
So they've got two in the backfield in Luke Garrett and Alex McLaughlin. Stefano D'Amelia back to take the snaps for the Bears. On first down, looks, throw, short. It is Garrett who makes the catch, and he'll be forced out of bounds around the 46-yard line.
Good adjustment there by Malik Garrett. Ball was a little bit behind him, but he was able to come back, make the catch, and pick up a good gain. It'll be second down and about 3.
Malik Garrett is one of those strong playmakers for the Bears coming into today. He had as many carries as catches. He's listed as a running back and wide receiver. Basically a true offensive weapon for the Bears. Second down and 4. They need to get to midfield for a first. It's going to be a handoff to Garrett, trying to go up the middle. He's not going to get very far. Just a gain of 1 yard. It'll be 3rd and 3. Another third down coming for the Bears.
Bridgewater lined up there with a man in the backfield, not quite as a true fullback, not quite as a true tight end. He was serving as the lead blocker, and the Falcon defense did a good job swarming all over Malik Garrett before he could pick up positive yardage.
It'll be 3rd down again. McLaughlin to the right of D'Amelia. Garrett just a little farther up, and Levanchi on the near side for the Bears. Those are the main targets for D'Amelia. We'll see if he goes to one of them or somebody else. He's looking left the whole way. Throws complete to Levanchi. It's a first down, and he stutter steps out of bounds at the Fitchburg 40-yard line.
You can hear the Falcon coaches in the box next to us pounding their fist in frustration after that one. Had his man wrapped up, he was able to spin free, pick up 5 more yards.
First down for the Bears. Now from the 41, let's look at this. And Levanchi, he was wide open. Only one Falcon near him tried to make that lunging tackle, could not come up with it. One in the backfield for the Bears this time, and it's going to be McLaughlin taking the play action fake, throw left side complete to Giles, and he's not going to get very far, down around the 40.
Kyreek Watford did a great job on defense there for Fitchburg State, snuffed out the screen pass, and then was able to hold the receiver, basically pull his jersey out of his shorts and drag him down to the ground.
Great athletic play by the Falcons. So 2nd and 9, 3:30 to go, first quarter. Fitchburg 3, Bridgewater nothing. Their second drive of the game. Got a good crowd here in Fitchburg as well for homecoming. First of 4 home games for the Falcons this year. D'Amelia takes the snap under pressure, really under pressure. Taken down as he throws, and just incomplete, nearly picked off. And in the vicinity was David Desamy.
There were 5 Falcons who had half a shot at that one. None of them could react in time to get to the ball. That's a really ill-advised throw by your quarterback. Take a look at this here. He is basically wrapped up just trying to get something. Can't get any strength under it, so the ball is poorly underthrown. Bridgewater is really lucky to be maintaining possession here.
It is 3rd and 9 now for the Bears. They need to get to the Falcon 31 for a first. Struggling a little bit with the throws there, the longer throws at least, as D'Amelia's had some decent short throws, but the longer throws not so much. 3rd and 9. D'Amelia dropping back under pressure, throws deep for Levanchi, far too deep. Never had a chance, incomplete.
Too deep indeed. Levanchi had a step on a couple of Falcon defenders. Unfortunately for him, the ball had about 4 steps on him.
That's exactly how I would have worded it. And so now 4th down, and you can see how much that ball was overthrown. I don't think even a Levanchi dive would be able to pull that one in.
No.
So
would have been a Reed Richards down, perhaps.
Absolutely. So D'Amelia's back on 4th down. We don't know if they're punting until they punt.
I suspect they're punting.
I suspect they are as well. And so here is that pooch kick downfield, trying to pin them inside. And that ball is going to bounce to the right into the end zone for a touchback.
I think that ball went out of bounds. That ball went out of bounds at about the 6-yard line.
Indeed it did.
That's a great punt.
It is a great punt. So now you can see it yourselves at home.
This. That ball bounces right there. I think when it hits, it's out of bounds because it comes back. Yeah, right there, it kicks up those little particles right on the sideline, and then it comes back and goes through the end zone.
So it will not be a touchback. It'll be out of bounds at the 6-yard line. A very nice punt from D'Amelia.
Danny, have I mentioned recently how much I love having this camera in the back of the end zone?
Oh, it is nice.
I said it in the truck when we did it at the first high school game, but now that I'm saying it on TV, we have to keep doing this. This is such a good shot.
This is an excellent idea. And so now 1st and 10 from the 6-yard line. Handoff. Brown Simpson wrapped up by a couple of Bears. He's going to get about a couple yards on that. One of the challenges for the Falcons, too, they actually conceded a safety last week against Worcester State when their punter put it inside the 2-yard line. And the first play from scrimmage for the Falcons was a tackle in the end zone for a safety. So the Falcons, a bit of nightmare there. Some nightmares there trying to avoid that. Not pinned as deeply this time. They were able to get 2 yards on that 1st down run. 2nd and 8 from the 8-yard line. Valerio under center. Play action, rolls out left side, throws, wanted Acosta. He was not going to be able to pull that one in.
Second time today, Dan, that we've seen the Falcons go play action and then roll out to the left. It's a little surprising given that you have a right-handed quarterback that you have him roll out to his left and try to throw across his body to the left-hand side of the field.
A bit of a challenge for Valerio, up to the challenge he is, though. Again, sophomore quarterback from Lawrence, Mass. He's taken the starting job this year. Garrett Delakiai not returning to the Falcons as we expected he would. And so Valerio, he took the starting job after he relieved James Antonelli in the first game against Curry College, and he hasn't let it go since. Throws over the middle, nearly intercepted. And cross with himself, pounding the ground, is Emmanuel Exelome, the freshman who's actually, no, that's Charles McCarthy, the senior linebacker, reading one player too far down the roster. You see a throw over the middle, and he was looking for Jesse Lastra, and there was another Bear in the vicinity as well in Juan Gonzalez.
So now Fitchburg State set up basically at their own end line as they try to kick this ball away.
This is Jason Barrentos who's going to try to punt it. He's a freshman for the Falcons. So Barrentos will take it, kick it away, a line drive down the field, take a favorable roll for Fitchburg, and it will go into Bridgewater territory. That's going to be downed at the Bridgewater 43-yard line.
That's a very good punt for Barrentos, about 50 yards with the roll.
His long punt in the first 3 games this year was 43 yards.
Well, he has a new long now.
Oh, absolutely. So that is going to be, from my maths, 49 yards.
I trust your maths more than my maths.
With exactly 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, Fitchburg 3, Bridgewater nothing. Each team with 2 drives. This will be Bridgewater's 3rd.
Both offenses have looked very capable, Dan. They just haven't been able to put together complete drives. It's a bit of a surprise that it's only 3-0 this deep into the game.
I think this is going to be another one of those games that could turn out to be high scoring. I definitely expect that it could. High snap, but it's hauled down by D'Amelia, and trying to run up the middle is Alex McLaughlin. I think he's going to get about 5 yards on that. McLaughlin running through the right side, and let's look at the replay. Look at this high snap. Has to leap up and just keep that in his hands. He's able to get it off to McLaughlin immediately, though. Bridgewater, I was actually watching their game last week against Framingham, and they had at one point 3 consecutive high snaps that led to a lot of trouble for the Bears. So on 2nd down, McLaughlin going to try to go to the left side this time. He stood up at the line of scrimmage, and he's not going to get any farther than that. It's a dog pile after that.
Looks like it's Errol Bennett who got the first hit, but there was an entire flock of Falcons piling on top of the running back there.
So let's watch this. McLaughlin going to the left side immediately. Let's see, there's a broken tackle, but then there's one, and then you can see all of the Falcons coming in. That's half the team right there.
Tackled by all the Falcons.
All of them. They gave him forward progress to midfield, so he actually got a yard. Another third down for Bridgewater. D'Amelia looking right now, looking up over the middle, trying to find Levanchi. Tipped up and, oh, what is that going to be? It is going to be a catch by Levanchi.
It's a heck of a catch by Levanchi. There is a flag down as well. We'll see if we can spot the foul. Maybe take a look at this one again.
I would not be surprised if it's defensive pass interference, but see the referee ready to make his call. It's a hold against the Falcons. They're not going to want it.
Yeah, hold against Falcons will be declined. It's a great catch by Levanchi. Take a look at this one again. The ball is tipped up in the air. Incredible concentration by Levanchi to keep the ball, to keep his eyes on the ball, make the catch, and then hang on to possession through the hit. An incredible catch by Levanchi.
Indeed. So 1st and 10 for the Bears. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's going to be on the end around Malik Garrett. He's found some space on the near sideline. He's going to be pushed out of bounds around the 25-yard line, close to the line to gain. Won't be a first down, but here's Malik Garrett showing off his skills. Found a lot of space, eventually just ran out of room. See if the Bears can get one more play in, and they're not going to be able to do that. Time's going to run out, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So after all that offense we saw, all there was a 36-yard field goal.
There was a lot of offense up and down the field for both teams. Their first drive for Fitchburg State especially, they looked really capable of marching the ball downfield. One thing that we didn't really expect to come in and be a weapon in this game has been the punting for Bridgewater State.
That is indeed the case. You know, their unconventional strategy of punting, of having their quarterbacks punt, you never know if they're going for it or if they're going to kick it away. That's something that definitely gives them a bit of an advantage there.
Gives them the advantage if they decide to go for 4th down, and it lets them pin their opponents deep if they decide to kick.
The offensive numbers through one quarter of play, the Falcons 15 plays for 67 yards, the Bears 16 for 69. They're pretty level.
Both offenses doing very nice jobs so far.
Stefano D'Amelia 5 for 8 for 38 yards. Nelson Valerio 3 for 6 for 27 yards. And then in terms of running, Alex McLaughlin 6 for 23. Javon Brown-Simpson 6 for 25.
Really, these offenses have been carbon copies of one another so far. They've been able to put together drives, but again, not punch the ball into the end zone. We'll see if Bridgewater can reverse that trend here.
Yep. And so to start the second quarter, here is John Gugerty.
Thank you very much, Danny Bolak. 2nd down and 3 for Bridgewater State. They will go shotgun. Motion into the backfield comes Garrett. Handoff to McLaughlin. He cuts it to the right side. He's got a 1st down and more. Breaks out of one tackle. He's across the 15. Mark him down at the 14-yard line. It's a gain of about 10 yards and a 1st down for Bridgewater State.
I know for the big test for this Falcon defense has been trying to stop this running game here of Alex McLaughlin and Malik Garrett. And I know McLaughlin's got some skills, able to run downfield, find some holes. I mean, that's, 4-year experience there for him, a senior from Littleton.
1st and 10 Bears on the 15. D'Amelia pumps to his left, now throws to his left. Jump ball in the end zone. Pass is up. It is caught, but he is out of bounds. Incomplete pass.
And that for the Falcons was Ryan Bednarik, who was able to put the defense on there, pin Brandon Giles there. So although Giles had the space to make the catch, the problem is he didn't have the space in the field of play to make the catch.
Take a look at this one again. Giles is up, but his first foot comes down out of bounds. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 now for Bridgewater State. Handoff to the right side is McLaughlin. He's got a pack of Bears in front of him, plunges through into the end zone. Touchdown, Bridgewater State. And just like that, they take the lead. There is a flag on the play, however.
Alex McLaughlin, there's a flag down.
So it could be a pivotal flag at this moment of the game as well. You'd expect a holding call here. But let's see what everybody does.
Moving on the field for touchdown. After the play, the offense.
So Malik Garrett is charged for unsportsmanlike conduct.
So the important thing is in terms of scoring, it came after the play. So we'll take a look at this, and this is a touchdown. McLaughlin gets really good blocking as he comes up along the near sideline, plunges through into the end zone for 6.
Just a strong sweep run to the right side. Great blocking by the Bears. And Russell Bolorino with the extra point attempt. He is 2 for 5 this year, though, at extra points. Giles is the holder.
Good snap, good hold. Extra point attempt is up. It has the length. It is through. So with 14-16 to play here in the second quarter of action, Bridgewater State takes a 7-3 lead. Well, we knew it wasn't going to be a shutout based on the way the Bears offense performed in the first half.
Yeah, we knew it wasn't. It was only going to be a matter of time. And for Bridgewater, I think that ground game is going to be what really gets them through, especially considering how Fitchburg historically has had good pass defense. And I've not seen a lot of confidence out of these Bridgewater quarterbacks, or at least from the games that I have watched them play as in the first couple of weeks of this season. However, Stefano D'Amelia has looked fairly confident today, though, and he's looked pretty good in terms of his passing thus far. And it's going to be important for Bridgewater to have more than just one weapon. You know, you can't just keep giving it to Alex McLaughlin after all.
Take a look at the incredible crowd here at homecoming at Elliott Field. They have packed the stands. They are lining the fence all along up to the far side of the field. A great crowd on hand here for homecoming. Again, if you're in Fitchburg and if you can stand the heat because it's awfully warm out here, why don't you come on down to Elliott Field? There's still plenty of football action to come. Now, after the penalty, Bridgewater State is going to be kicking off from their own 20-yard line. So the deep men for the Falcons are set up at their own 25-yard line.
That's about right, considering he averages about 55 yards a kickoff in Bolorino.
High end-over-end kick taken in at the near sideline for Fitchburg State. Cutting it up and brought down at about the 45-yard line is Justin Jean Charles, the freshman DB. Hey, he's from Springfield. I'm from Springfield. I like him more now.
Indeed. Springfield native, 5'7", 165. That was his 8th kick return of the season. And he averages about 23 yards a return as well. And there is a penalty on this as well. The penalty is against Bridgewater, so the Falcons are going to have some extra yards tacked onto that.
They are going to start this drive inside Bridgewater territory, 1st and 10 at the Bear 49.
The penalty was only a 5-yard penalty, interestingly enough.
Nelson Valerio will start from the shotgun, and he's back to pass. Under pressure, throws to his left. That pass is incomplete. He was looking for Jonathan Charles. I think Jonathan Charles was looking to set a block.
Something like that. I mean, it seemed like he was very well engaged with Rita Lafty for the Bears. Wasn't really interested in trying to make a catch there, at least if he was, Lafty was holding him back within the 5 yards.
Miscommunication between quarterback and receiver. Not surprisingly, the receiver heads to the sideline. Charles checks out for the second down play.
Now it'll be Acosta on the left side here on second down, one in the backfield, and that is Solomon, I believe.
Falcons go 2 tight ends. Handoff goes to Solomon, straight up the middle. He plunges across the 45 to the 43-yard line. Brought down after a gain of about 5 for Jaquay Solomon.
Sophomore from Bridgeport, Connecticut, 5'5", 165. That was his first run of the day. Just a run up the middle, was able to find a hole, get a few yards. 3rd and 5 now for the Falcons. They are 2 for 4 on 3rd down today.
This is becoming a running theme, Daniel. There is a flag on the play.
Oh, and what's gone wrong there? Or where was that? Was it?
I think they picked it.
Most likely.
3rd down and 5 for Fitchburg State. Valerio in the shotgun again. Handoff goes to Brown Simpson. Cuts it up the middle. Cuts it back. He's across. 1st down and more. Across the 30 to the 35-yard line. Excuse me, that is Jaquay Solomon again. Picks up the 1st down, moves the chains, and that's a Fitchburg 1st down.
Down to the 28-yard line, Jaquay Solomon. The second run much better than the first. You can watch him on this replay. Watch him moving around there. Just finding the holes.
Cuts left, cuts right, cuts up the middle. Gets some big yardage for Jaquay Solomon.
Absolutely. And as reward, he'll remain in the backfield. Pretty far back, though, as Valerio's going to take the snap under center.
1st and 10 Falcons from the Bear 28. Play action, then handoff up the middle. Jaquay Solomon has a big hole. He's brought down at about the 22-yard line by the first Bear to touch him. That was Charles McCarthy again.
It's an interesting play there, how they had They had Acosta in motion to the right side, then he cut back to the left side, faked the end around, but in the end they gave it to Solomon and he got some good yardage on it.
About 7 yards, it'll be second down and a long 3.
Solomon staying in the contest, Acosta out to the left side, Lastra, Samil, possible eligible receivers for the Falcons, and Connor Flynn out there as well.
Valerio takes the shotgun snap, hands off to Solomon, and this time he is just brought down. Big play in the backfield there.
Noah Smaltz, the freshman defensive lineman from the Bronx, able to read that play correctly.
Noah Smaltz with a big play here, plunges into the backfield and throws his man down.
6 feet tall, 280. He reads it correctly and rewards his team with a tackle for loss to make it a third down. Now instead of a long 3, it is closer to 4 now, I believe.
Third down and 4 for the Falcons. Probably 4 down territory for them, although they did hit a field goal from this range earlier. And whistles killed the play. We have a flag.
And if you're going to kill it that quickly, it's a false start.
It is indeed. 5 more yards tacked on. It'll be third down and 9 now for Fitchburg State.
Apparently the first penalty against Fitchburg today.
The first accepted penalty.
That is correct.
So it'll be third and 9 now for Fitchburg State. They're at the 27-yard line, and they need to get to about the 18. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the right side, 1 to the left. And all sorts of motion before the snap. Plenty of whistles. That's not even a free play. I think the Bears jumped, which caused the Falcons to false start. But we'll see what the call is. Danny, what did you see there? Am I right?
I thought it was going to be against the defense, and it is.
I'm right. So the Bears jumped. We'll see it here. It's a hard count. Bears come on a blitz, which causes the Falcons to jump, and that's a foul on the defense.
And what annoyed some of the crowd, too, is the fact that because they blew the play dead, normally that would be a free play for Fitchburg. But they blew it dead because I guess at least one of the officials thought that didn't see Bridgewater jumping, so they thought it was going to.
Well, even if there is a false start in, they still have to call the play dead.
Yes, and they did say there was contact on that, so that's what that is.
And there was contact, so it's encroachment as well. Now on third down, this pass to the right side is complete. There is a flag down. On the field, it's a catch and run, good for a first down. Referee is not interested in catching the ball.
The way that tackle looked to me, I thought maybe the penalty is going to be against the defense here, or now they're going to pick it up.
Side judge is indicating let's pick that up. There is no foul on the play, which for the Falcons means first down. So we'll take it.
So let's watch how this play develops. Smith able to stay inbounds, pushed out just after.
Wonder if they might have been thinking helmet to helmet, but then on further reflection realizing it was shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, that was my guess. I thought it looked like it might have been close to helmet on first glance as well.
Falcons go shotgun. Rolling to his left is Valerio. He pumps. He's going to keep it himself. Cuts it upfield. He's across the 15 to the 14-yard line. Gain of about 3 for the Falcon QB.
Oh, and he's lost his helmet.
Well, he shall have to head to the sideline then.
That means different quarterback for this play. And so James Antonelli's going to get a go. A 3-yard gain for Valerio, who has to sit out for one play. And so James Antonelli, who was the starter for the most part last year after Garrett Delakiai's injury. Antonelli, a junior from Westford, and a penalty.
I think the Falcons had too many men in the huddle there. So the illegal substitution after the confusion about the quarterback change backs Fitchburg State up 5 yards. And Danny, you know more about the rules than I do. I believe Valerio is now eligible to come back. Maybe he says questioning.
Nope.
We're getting a shaking heads in the press box.
Yep. We're fortunate to have the timekeepers directly to our right.
They're much smarter at this game than we are.
Yep. They know the rules better than I do.
That says a lot. So it'll be 2nd down and 12 for Fitchburg State. James Antonelli is the quarterback. Javon Brown-Simpson in the backfield. Bridgewater State brings the house, selling out on the run, and it is a run. Handoff up the middle, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
As you said, they sold out on the run, and there were 3 Bears there to meet Javon Brown-Simpson. They predicted it would be a run with Antonelli coming into the game cold, and that's exactly what it was.
I mean, on the one hand, it's the logical call, so it makes sense to just hand it off. On the other hand, everybody in the entire world knows that it's the logical call, so it makes sense to hand it off. So maybe try something different. You know, we're not going to micromanage. We're up here for a reason. 3rd down and 13 now for Fitchburg State. Valerio back in at quarterback. He's got his helmet secured. Back to pass, looks to his right, throws long for the end zone. Double coverage, but caught by the Falcons. Herbert Acosta comes up with the ball. Touchdown, Fitchburg State.
Thrown dangerously to the right side, but Acosta able to come up with it, just timing his catch correctly and giving the Falcons the lead.
How did Herbert Acosta make that catch? Take a look at this one again. It's a well-thrown ball. It's just over the Bridgewater defenders and then right into the midsection of Herbert Acosta. He makes the catch. Extra point, meanwhile, is up and good. 8:51 to go here in the second quarter of play. The Falcons have reclaimed the lead. It is 10-7.
It was Cameron Williamson who had the best look of all on that interception play, trying to leap up and make that catch. He couldn't come up with it, and Acosta was in the correct place to catch that ball without much of a contest, really.
Herbert Acosta, you know, you say a lot, it's a bit of a cliche, the smallest dog in the fight, but he made a great catch there. A lot of fight in that dog. 10-7 Falcons.
5 feet 4 inches tall, but he can climb the ladder.
That man is shorter than Jose Altuve.
He is.
There are very few men who can say that. That man is shorter than John Dextrace.
Oh my. 8:51 to go, second quarter. Fitchburg State 10, Bridgewater State 7.
Falcons will kick this one off from their 35-yard line. Set back deep to return are a couple of Bears. I have been zinged by our director, and I will not share that.
By the way, Framingham State is 4-0. And a quick look around the MASCAC. They beat Mass Maritime 50-7. 50.
Short pooch kick by the Falcons, taken in at about the 31-yard line for Bridgewater. A little bit of moves there, plunging forward to the 40-yard line. I believe that's Jake Molesky, the freshman linebacker.
When you're playing against this Fitchburg State kickoff team, it's going to be a lot of players who don't normally touch the ball that are going to be getting returns. Because admittingly, Zach Bingham doesn't quite have the leg to get it down to the 15-20-yard line.
Good field position once again for Bridgewater, set up at their own 30-yard line.
Stefano D'Amelia back in at quarterback for the Bears. He's been playing well. I know the first 3 games of the year, we've seen both quarterbacks. They've seen both quarterbacks, Jonathan Marrero and Stefano D'Amelia, come into the game. So it's not unusual to see a possibility that we might see Marrero later, even if D'Amelia's playing well.
D'Amelia takes his snap, looks to his left and throws. Pass is complete. Brought in along the far sideline, finally ducking out of bounds. That's Jack Levanchi again. Junior out of Walpole making the catch.
Levanchi coming into this game with a team-high 19 catches on the season. No one else had more than 9. And so he's the #1 receiver for this Bears team. Wide open, right place. Able to get a few extra yards after, a gain of about 7.
2nd down and 3 now, Bridgewater State. They stay in the shotgun. High snap, handoff goes up the middle. Not much there. Maybe a first down with second effort. And they will stop the clock, spot the ball, move midfield, and move the chains.
And McLaughlin with the carry, and then a little extra oomph from the Bears after it turned into a rugby maul. Able to push for a couple extra yards, and that's what you need to move the chains.
What else can you buy at the rugby mall? Can you buy soccer at the rugby mall?
I don't think you can buy soccer at the rugby mall.
I'm sorry. That was mean.
Yep. You'd see, it would have been just to the 49, but the maul was formed. The Bears pushing McLaughlin and the rest of it from behind and able to gain the extra 2 yards.
Now throwing is McLaughlin deep down the far sideline, wide open. Touchdown, Jack Levanchi. The Falcons were not ready for the trick play. Alex McLaughlin with a beautifully thrown touchdown pass.
I was telling John about this before the game, but the last time Bridgewater played on this field 2 years ago, McLaughlin was the quarterback in that game for the Bears. And he shows off his quarterback moves, 2 receivers wide open. They were not expecting it, and Jack Levanchi catches it in stride, just perfectly executed by the Bears to retake the lead.
A beautifully done trick play. Alex McLaughlin showing his quarterback experience. Now an extra point away from this being a 14-10 game halfway through the second quarter. Kick is up, and it is through. 14-10 Bridgewater State with 7:35 to go here in the second quarter.
Bolorino looking solid on the extra point attempts. He was 2 for 5 in the first 3 games, and 2 for 2 today.
Take a look at this one once again. The entire Falcon defense bites on it. It's a beautifully thrown ball by McLaughlin, and then he's got his man wide open, deep downfield for the catch and the 6.
That may very well be the MASCAC play of the week.
It probably is. It's a heck of a throw.
It's one of the best touchdowns I've seen this year.
One of the better touchdowns we've seen here at Elliott Field, quite frankly.
Well, not a lot of contest for that thus far, or at least not for this season at least.
So thankfully for the Bears, no penalty after the touchdown this time. They will kick off as normal from the 35. And it will be Bolorino doing the kicking.
Jean-Charles and Solomon there back around between the 10 and 15.
High end-over-end kick taken in for the Falcons. That's actually Cody Mullen with the return. He's across the 30, shoved out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Good return there for Mullen.
Cody Mullen in his second game of the year for the Falcons, missed the first 2. I think due to injury or something like that, but nonetheless able to get involved in the play and get a pretty good return to the 40-yard line.
Falcons will have good field position as well. Nelson Valerio calling the play.
And Solomon's going to be the running back on this first down play. Ismail's going to motion to the right side.
3 receivers for Fitchburg State, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near. Samil is the tight end. And it's a handoff to Jaquay Solomon, and he is brought down hard. Chris Camille, the junior out of Dedham, just broke through the line.
It was 3 Bears predicting that it was going to be a running play, and that's exactly what it was.
Camille just sheds his block like he's not even there and busts into the backfield.
Well done for the Bears. Loss of a couple for the Falcons.
Second down and 12 for Fitchburg State, 4 wides for them. And this time Valerio's back to pass. Quick pass to the near side is dropped. Brown Simpson couldn't hang on to it. It's an incomplete pass. So the Falcon offense, which had been looking so potent in their first few drives, these first 2 plays, not going anywhere.
Just trying to go for the short pass to the left side and hopefully trying to, get the yards after the catch, but he had to complete the catch first. It's going to be a difficult third down for the Falcons, 12 yards to gain.
3rd and 12 indeed for Fitchburg State. 4 wide receivers once again. Brown Simpson is the running back. Bears showing blitz, and here they come. Valerio under pressure, rolls to his right, throws to his right. Pass is caught, but short of the first down. Diving forward, but unable to pick up the yardage needed, is Jesse Lastra.
First catch of the day for Lastra, and he got 10 yards. The problem was after that first down, loss of about 3. It wasn't enough for the first.
You see right away Valerio's under pressure, does a good job rolling to his right, completes the pass to Lastra, but he's about 3 yards shy of the line. Would be very aggressive to go for it on 4th and 3 from your own 47. Note I did not say wrong. And Fitchburg State will instead kick it away. High punt, end over end. Not a terribly long one, but it does take a Falcon roll. And it's going to be dead just inside the 30-yard line. A net gain of about maybe 25 yards.
About, I guess you got to average it out. If you get a 49 to start, and he's averaging 32, so. It was a high punt, but it didn't go nearly as far as they needed it to. if Barrentos can work on increasing the, I guess, getting more of a line drive punt would go a little farther
Get
there.
a little more distance on that. That would be nice next time.
Just get too much air under it, and it doesn't go as far as the Falcons would have hoped.
Bridgewater State set up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now having proven that they have 2 quarterbacks in the backfield. Handoff goes to McLaughlin straight up the middle, and this time he is slammed at the line of scrimmage. Brought down by a flock of Falcons. Looked like it was Anthony Bednarz leading the hit. Junior out of Middletown, Connecticut.
Anthony Bednarz, the tallest player on this team at 6'9". The next tallest, is his twin brother David, who's 6'8". But Anthony leading the charge there. Carrick Wofford getting in the scrum as well in Dylan Woods. A yard given will make it 2nd and 9.
4 wide receivers for Bridgewater State. Amelia back to pass, looking to his left, now throws over the middle. Pass is complete, and then fumbled, fallen on by Fitchburg State. That pass was caught by Giovanni Pimentel, the senior out of Brockton, but he could not hang on to it. Fitchburg falls on the fumble, and they'll take over possession.
That was the first time this year that Pimentel had made a reception, had done anything of note in terms of offense, and, well, that's not gone well for him. A great catch there, running with it, and he's just not able to keep control of it. Dylan Woods able to force the fumble, and the Falcons recover it.
Great play by Dylan Woods, and then Javon White is Johnny on the spot, falls on the rock, and it'll be 1st and 10 Fitchburg at the Bear 47.
There were over 10 turnovers in the game last week between Fitchburg and Worcester. This is the first one of the day.
Handoff on 1st down goes to Brown Simpson, cuts it to the near side. He's got a little bit of grass in front of him. Dives forward inside the 45. That ball is loose. Bridgewater says they have it. The head linesman insists that Brown Simpson was down.
I didn't see anything that looked like a fumble looking at the monitor here. He was just trying to get to the left flank, try to get that open space. Wasn't quite able to get there quickly enough. The Bears got there first. But let's look at the replay. What do you see?
Not much. I see a bunch of human.
Oh, the ball's out right there.
The ball's out right there.
Or was he down?
Brown Simpson goes in.
The ball, I think, is just coming out. It was very close.
It's a tough call. I think even if there was replay, that one would have been upheld. Meanwhile, back to live action here. Handoff for the Falcons goes to Herbert Acosta, and he's brought down in the backfield. Falcons try that little sweep play. Doesn't amount to much.
Ends up being a loss of a couple yards there as you start to wonder if Bridgewater has become wise to it. And here's the end of the tackle.
Take a look again here. This is the play with Brown Simpson. His knee's coming down just as the ball is also coming out. I think right there you see the ball is actually out before the knee is down. A break for the Falcons allows them to maintain possession. Meanwhile, 3rd down, Valerio under pressure, gets the pass off. Pass to the right side is complete. That's Acosta again. He's brought down at the 40-yard line for the Bears. And Fitchburg State will once again kick it away on 4th and short.
After all that, I mean, you get the throw to the right side, and Acosta able to come up with it, but 2 Bears immediately behind him, breathing down his neck, not allowing him to get the first. And with 3:14 and counting to go in this 2nd quarter, Falcons going to go for the safe play here. I think they might be calling timeout, as it looked like they didn't quite have the personnel they wanted out there.
Timeout called by the Falcons. It's their first of the half, rather. They have 2 remaining.
Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. 3:08 to go, 2nd quarter. Bridgewater 14, Fitchburg 10.
Now, Danny, far be it from me to even pretend that I know better. I will simply say, you are losing this game. You are 1 and 2. It is 4th and 3 on the 40-yard line of your opposition. Why are you punting?
And there's also the fact of the matter is that around, on average, the Falcons, I mean, the Bears tend to start their offensive drives around the 40-yard line. This is not too far out of the realm of where Bridgewater normally starts from anyway.
You're not terribly deep in your own territory. I didn't hate punting when you were on, say, your own 45. I understood that. I think you got to go for it here. And from the look of the skill position players coming back on the field, I think the Falcons agree with me.
Yep, they are going to go for it here after having to think about it.
So it'll be 4th down and 3. Falcons need to get to the 37-yard line. They have 3 receivers. They get motion. It's going to be a first down no matter what. Valerio throws deep. Pass falls incomplete. There's pass interference and a flag comes in. They go for it on 4th down, get a free play, and now they're going to get great field position after the penalty.
Just a mess on defense for the Bears. And you could see JoJo Charles badly held up there. That was Rita Lafty who was not going for the ball on that. So remember that in college football, it's a maximum 15 yards on pass interference, but still it's going to be great for the Falcons. They're going to be into that maroon zone now. It's
great awareness as well by the entire offense. As soon as they had Bridgewater offsides, they all shouted out, free play, free play. They knew they could take a shot deep at no penalty to themselves, wind up getting the first down, and now whistles kill this play. Looks like this is going to be against Fitchburg State.
One of the linemen jumped on that one. Jason Urato did. The junior from Leominster, the Leominster Blue Devil.
Falcons 1st and 15 from the Bridgewater 30.
So 1st and 15 for Fitchburg State. They'll be at the Bridgewater 30. Valerio back to pass, gets out of a tackle deep in the backfield and just chucks the ball out of bounds vaguely in the direction of Herbert Acosta.
Wasn't finding an opening there, didn't want to try to force anything. But Valerio, he's got great footwork. He's been able to break out of some tackles here and there. That definitely helps his cause.
We've already seen that plenty of times today, just moving around in the pocket, even outside the pocket. And once again, you take a look, it is literally standing room crowd here at Elliott Field. They are lining the fence all around the far side of the track. They've packed the stands here on the near sideline. A great crowd on homecoming. Now Valerio back to pass on 2nd down, looks long to the right, passes high and incomplete. Herbert Acosta is not 6 foot tall, and he would have had to be to bring that one in.
That was going to be a challenge. If that was Ben Sadoway, who was wearing 13 last year, he would have been able to catch that. He would have had the height there. But Herbert Acosta at 5'4", he can jump pretty high, and he had a go at it, but he didn't miss it by very much.
He did everything he could. Pass was just a little over his head. Not his fault at all. Now 3rd down and 15 for Fitchburg State. If they're going to make this 4-down territory, I think they need to pick up something here. 2:46, still plenty of time for them as they try to get into the end zone before the end of the first half. Valerio under pressure, dumps it off to his left. Pass is complete. That's Jaquay Solomon. Ducks out of one tackle, dives forward. He's near the 15. It's going to depend on the spot. I think they're going to move the chains.
Jaquay Solomon on the receiving end.
It's very close. The Voxman's ready to turn it to 1st. The linesman's saying it's 4th, but now they're saying move the chains.
Great effort by Jaquay Solomon after the catch. He does that basically all by himself. A little bit of blocking help as well. A big gain, 1st down and 10 from the Bear 15.
The dump off to Solomon, I think, was the backup option on that one, not the intended, not how it was designed, but they made something out of it and got 15 in the 1st.
3 receivers to the right for Fitchburg State. Valerio keeps it himself, now dumps to the left, passes complete to Javon Brown-Simpson, and this time he probably wishes he had dropped it. He's brought down in the backfield after a loss of about 3.
About a 3-yard loss on that one again, just trying to make something out of nothing. But that time I guess the same play won't work twice in a row or something similar to that nature. And Brown-Simpson wrapped up immediately, nowhere he could have gone.
Take a look at this one again. Valerio looks like he's going to run with it, then decides to dump it off, and Brown-Simpson is hit immediately. That's great coverage there for Bridgewater State. That's Ojo on the play. Free play for the Falcons on this one. Jump ball in the end zone is incomplete, but I think they're going to pick up 5 yards.
I believe so as well. They were looking for Jesse Laster on the right side on the free play, and he was getting into it with one of the Bears in.
So we take a look at this one again, see if we can spot. There they go. Bridgewater is trying to jump the snap count for the Falcons, and it's given Fitchburg State a couple of free plays already.
What I just noticed was the safety who was on that play against Laster was Jonathan Marrero, the other quarterback. So he is
a versatile man.
So he's playing defense as well as offense. You don't see that too often at the NCAA level.
After the penalty, it's 2nd down and 7 for Fitchburg State. Still 1:28 and 2 timeouts. They don't have to be too concerned about time. Acosta goes in motion, play action fake, throw to the end zone, wide open and caught. Touchdown Falcons, that's Devin Samil with the catch.
Great play action by the Falcons. The throw right over the middle, and Devin Samil able to pull it in, and the Falcons take the lead again. Another lead change in this exciting first game at Elliott Field this year.
Excellent execution on the play action fake. Almost fooled our camera operator, keyword there being almost. And then he was able to deliver the pass to Samil. Extra point is up and good. The Falcons and the Bears both with 2 touchdowns in an exciting second quarter of action. Fitchburg State leads this one 17-14. Take a look at the reaction on the far sideline from the Fitchburg bench celebrating the touchdown. You know, it's pretty cool having them on the far sideline.
And Michael Fairley is coming off the field hurt for Bridgewater on that last play. And I think we've called his name a couple of times.
He's been a big part of the defense, one of the linemen for them out of North Reading, Mass. Good news that he's walking off under his own power. Hopefully he'll be able to return to action in the second half.
Fairley already with 4 tackles in today's game. So he definitely has been one of the big contributors on defense for Bridgewater.
So Fitchburg State will now kick it away, and if you're Bridgewater, I mean, you've got 1:22, 2 timeouts, and Fitchburg is going to get the ball to start the second half. I think they should at least consider taking a couple shots downfield here.
Absolutely, especially when you know that Zach Bingham doesn't quite have a big leg. He's got a decent kick here.
Brought in at about the 20-yard line. Cuts up to the near side and then thrown down. Ray Sandra still did not get much there. Mark him down at about the 30-yard line.
Is 37 for the Falcons? That would be James Droney. Well done there by the Falcons to force them down at the 31-yard line. So 69 yards in 76 seconds required for Bridgewater if they want to retake the lead.
That would be a very nice effort by this Bear offense. We'll see if they're up to the task. Bridgewater comes out in the shotgun. Alex McLaughlin is the man in the backfield. Stefano D'Amelio calling signals. He's back to pass. He's going to roll to his right, throw short, pass is complete. And sprinting out of bounds before he's dragged down is Jack Levanchi.
It was a foot race between Levanchi and Woods to the sideline, and as you can see, Levanchi won the foot race there. Stops the clock with 68 seconds to go.
Bear sideline wanted a flag. They thought that he might have been pulled down after he got out of bounds, but the officials ruled that he was still making the tackle.
And there's the momentum there. It's like, how is he going to stop there? He's actually made the tackle before he's gone out of bounds.
Exactly. Good no call in my estimation, although I'm biased. I'm from Fitchburg. 2nd down and 3 for Bridgewater. Back to pass rather, throws to the right, pass is incomplete. He was looking for Levanchi. It'll be 3rd down with 64 seconds to play.
A strong throw to the right side probably would have been a 1st down if Levanchi could have come up with it, just right through his hands. And I can see Giovanni Pimentel coming back into the game on offense for the Bears.
Pimentel was the man who dropped the pass after catching it that resulted in Fitchburg's last touchdown. He returns, setting up as a tight end on this one. 3rd 3rd down and 3 for Bridgewater State. Back to pass, under pressure, throws long over the middle and incomplete. Looked like he was trying to get it to Levanchi again.
It's a challenge for D'Amelia when you can see 2 Falcons coming right at you and you know you have to get the ball out of your hand before they come and hit you.
And we'll take a look at this one again. D'Amelia is under pressure right away. A hard hit on the quarterback, and then the pass falls harmlessly incomplete.
And he was re-gripping the ball just as he picked it up. He was never truly comfortable.
Now 4th down and 3, and we mentioned D'Amelia can kick. He does that here. Fitchburg didn't have anybody back for this one.
The way they figured, they assumed that the Bears could go for it at that point. 4th down, 3 to gain. I mean, it would have been an aggressive play, as we mentioned earlier.
It's a fair point.
And
I suspect, given that they didn't even have anyone set back to return this kick, and that they'll be getting the ball to start the second half, the Falcons are going to take a couple knees here and go into halftime, I suspect.
Even if Bridgewater calls their timeouts, enough time should elapse on the run, on the kneel downs, on the short runs to get the Falcons to halftime with the lead.
Yeah, Fitchburg sets up in victory formation. They're just going to kneel this ball a couple times, go into the locker rooms. So, Danny, it has been an exciting first half of action, an exciting second quarter. We started this one, Fitchburg State leading 3-0, but 2 touchdowns for both teams, and the Falcons will go to the locker room with a 17-14 lead.
Yep, absolutely, and we've seen some great athleticism from both teams. It's been an evenly matched game. I mean, you look at the records coming in, Fitchburg 1-2, and Bridgewater 0-3, but we knew the teams were going to be close in terms of their performance level, and we knew that both of them have been playing very tough teams to open up as well. So the record's a bit deceiving, and we've had a very exciting game thus far.
It really has been, and from the Fitchburg side, you kind of expected this. Their first 3 games of the season, all high scoring on offense. Defense hasn't really done a great job so far. Bridgewater already with 14 points here, but the Falcon defense is young, they're learning, and I think they're doing a pretty decent job, all things considered.
Absolutely. I know personally, I think Bridgewater should be better than better than their 0-3 record, and they're playing better than their 0-3 record. They've played very well in this first half, and if these teams keep trading scores as they are, as long as they keep trading even for even, Fitchburg would come away with it. It's just a matter of Fitchburg's got to be up to the task to match what Bridgewater does or exceed it.
It's been a very exciting first half of action. Hopefully the second half will have more of the same. We're going to take a break here. Let us catch our breath, get a drink of water. We encourage you to do the same and come back for the 3rd quarter of action. It's Saturday college football right here at Elliott Field on FATV. Halftime here at Elliott Field in Fitchburg with the Falcons leading the defending conference champion Bears by a score of 17-14. I'm John Gugerty, joined by Dan Bolak. Amanda Agassi working the sidelines for us. We'll hear from her in just a little bit. But for now, Dan, this has been a very entertaining first half of football.
Absolutely, it has been. 2 balanced teams going at it here today. 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points. The difference right now, a Jeffrey Reichert field goal in the first quarter to open the scoring.
Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. It has been a very entertaining first half of football. Ball going up and down the field. Here, as you mentioned, is the Reichert field goal. That was in the first quarter, made it 3-0. And then the second quarter of action is where things really start taking off. You see here Bridgewater State with a run by McLaughlin. He plunges through the line there for a touchdown, makes it 7-3 Bridgewater State. Fitchburg answers right back, however. That's Valerio going to Herbert Acosta for a touchdown.
They gave the Falcons the lead at 10-7. But look at this. This is going to be the play. This might be the play of the game. The handoff to Alex McLaughlin. A long, deep ball to Jack Levanchi. He gets the touchdown, 49 yards, to retake the lead for the Bears. And you can see Jaquay Solomon getting wrapped up there. Big hits for the Bears.
Fitchburg State was stopped on that drive. Ball goes back to Bridgewater State University, but a fumble right there picked up by the Falcons. It sets them up. They recover the fumble. They go deep here. Valerio finding on that pass interference play, and that sets up the touchdown, which makes Fitchburg State, which gives them rather the lead, 17-14. You see Devin Samil making the catch. Big thanks, by the way, Nate Glennie in the truck put that together for us. Nate's done a great job on replays all day. I want to give him a special shout out putting that package together for us.
You bet. It's beautiful to have the highlights, especially if you missed the first half, but we still have another half of football, and it's been a beautiful day here on College Football Saturday.
It absolutely is. It is homecoming weekend here at Elliott Field. There is a capacity crowd in attendance. You see the stands there. The concession stands back here are jammed to capacity. The beer gardens, I hear, are very nice. I did not partake as much as I wanted to. It is a warm day at Elliott Field, but if you're in the Fitchburg area, we absolutely encourage you to come on out for some football. It's been a very exciting first half, and we expect more of the same in the second half.
And if you did miss the first half, where have you been? And we hope we hope you'll stick around for the second half. If you've got friends in Bridgewater or anywhere else who might be interested in watching this game, you can find it online at fatv.org.
That's right. So Bridgewater will kick it off to start the second half. They'll go right to left wearing the white jerseys, black pants. Fitchburg State in the gold tops with green pants will be going left to right to start the third quarter of action.
Bolorino will kick it away for the Bears. And we expect the usual suspects all the way back there in Justin Jean Charles and Jaquay Solomon. They're waiting around the 20-yard line.
Bolorino set up to kick back. And the kick is away. High end over end. Taken in at about the 15-yard line. Big opening up along the near sideline. He's at the 40, finally brought down at the 44-yard line is Justin Jean Charles, the freshman DB out of Springfield.
Anthony Fogarty III, the senior linebacker from Albany, making that tackle. Just getting behind Jean Charles, going for the wrap around the legs, and he was able to pull him down. But not before a nice run back from Jean Charles to the 42.
Nelson Valerio leads the Falcon offense out onto the field. 10 of 17 through the air in the first half, 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. More importantly, no picks. He had 5 last week in the loss.
And even with all of those interceptions, it only knocked his completion percentage down to 65%, and look at this run.
Now Valerio keeping the ball himself on the first play from scrimmage. He's into the open field. Nelson Valerio to the 15-10 touchdown Falcons. There's confusion at midfield, however.
Something's gone wrong somewhere.
The linesman and the referee discussing.
If it stands, it's a 57-yard run for a touchdown, but I get this weird feeling it's not going to. But why would be the question?
Nobody is celebrating anymore. Now you see the referee on the far sideline.
He's talking with Pat Haverty, the head coach of the Falcons, 12th season.
It's his 7th since he returned as head coach of the Falcons.
And, of course, the winningest coach in Fitchburg State coaching history.
Coach Haverty is not terribly happy with whatever the official is telling him. There is a lot of confusion on the field right now.
It appears the issue was the whistle blew at some point during that play inadvertently.
An inadvertent whistle. Well, that's frustrating.
That would be frustrating. It would be the biggest break ever for Bridgewater, but
probably not ever, but today, certainly. Coach Haverty is not terribly happy.
And so they're going to credit Valerio with 7 yards. Because apparently that was when the whistle blew.
Okay.
We never heard the whistle up here, but we also have our headsets on. Sometimes
yeah.
We're a little full of ourselves, I think.
Just a little. Just a little. Second down and 3. Danny has cracked up the press box already. Second down and 3 for the Falcons after the inadvertent whistle. Still a good run for Valerio.
I hope nobody gets credit with the tackle on that.
Falcons set up at midfield. Valerio calling signals from the shotgun. Play action, he will throw. Pass is complete to Devin Samil. He's across the 45 to the 30-yard line. More than enough. Devin Samil, now the all-time Falcon receiving yardage leader.
A record-breaking pass, and you could see Samil showing off the yard after contact moves. He's fighting for yardage. He passes Ty Spencer as the all-time receiver in Fitchburg State history.
Devin Samil, a 20-yard catch and run. Now first down for the Falcons. Handoff goes to Javon Brown-Simpson. Running left, trying to make something. He is slammed down out of bounds after a gain of about 5 yards. The entire Falcon bench is screaming at the official. Take a look at this one again.
We see Brown-Simpson looking to the left flank, trying to get an opening somewhere, and eventually taken down at the 25.
Second down,
30.
Second down and 5 now for Fitchburg State.
I was right the first time. Sorry about that.
Jaquay Solomon checks in as the running back. 3 wide receivers for Fitchburg State. And it will be Solomon, the ball carrier. Cuts up the middle, loses his footing, and he's brought down after a gain of maybe a foot.
That'll happen. It's just a blown tire there. His right foot just couldn't quite grasp in the turf.
We saw Solomon have a big run, a 24-yarder in the first half. This one maybe 24 inches. Just loses his footing there, can't recover, and he's brought down. Bridgewater's coach Joe Varia in his second season. Second season as head coach. He's been with them for 30 years. Now Valerio throws to the right, passes low, but it is caught, and that'll be good for a Fitchburg first down. So stop the clock, move the chains. Herbert Acosta with the catch.
And a flag thrown in well after the play.
And a personal foul against Bridgewater State. Unsportsmanlike conduct by the Bears.
Tack on half the distance.
These kind of mental mistakes have plagued the Bears all game long. We saw even in that replay package, they had a pass interference penalty that led to the touchdown that gave Fitchburg State the lead. Now Fitchburg State is set up 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line. Now they're going to call 1st and goal right at the 10. Valerio rolls to his left. Good block by the Falcons. Pass to the end zone is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Acosta. Well defended there for Bridgewater State by Christian Rivera.
Indeed, going for the throw onto the left side. Acosta just not able to pull it down. 2 Bears there in Rivera, and I believe Cameron Williamson was the other one. It was Williamson there who was able to get his hands around Acosta's midsection and get a piece of the ball and pop it out.
It was indeed Cameron Williamson, the senior out of Northeastern Mass, graduate of Oliver Ames, making the play there. Now 2nd down and goal for the Falcons from the 10-yard line. Jaquay Solomon loses the football on the exchange. Bridgewater falls on it. A huge swing in momentum. The Falcons lose the ball.
The Falcons fumbled the ball once last week against Worcester, and it was in the exact same scenario. Ball on the 9-yard line. A mistake on the handoff. The ball is fumbled, and the opponent jumps on it. In this case, this week, it's Bridgewater.
You know, Danny, we mentioned earlier in the first half, the Falcons had a lot of success running the option play. And obviously, I don't know the play call, but just from reading the quarterback there, I think that was an option play, and Valerio tried to pull the ball back too late. Bridgewater State gets a huge break. Now 1st and 10 for them at their own 10-yard line. Alex McLaughlin plunges forward for a gain of about 12, and that's a Bear first down.
Now the Bears, having caught a couple breaks on that last drive, the 57-yard touchdown run that was not to be, and now the fumble, and McLaughlin immediately showing off the force there, blowing through the line down at the 21.
They spot McLaughlin short of the first down. It's 2nd down and 1 now for Bridgewater State. Motion to the near side comes Malik Garrett. He gets the carry, cuts it up the near sideline, and he is shoved out of bounds.
Malik Garrett, the ball carrier.
Looks like that was Javon White making the tackle.
Javon White.
out around the 20-yard line. The line to gain was the 19, so that's good enough.
So Bridgewater State gets their first down. They look to answer the Falcon turnover, get points on the board, maybe take the lead back. Malik Garrett moving back and forth in the backfield, doesn't know quite where to set up. He'll set up as the slot receiver on the near side. Far side, excuse me. Now back to pass on first down. Pass is incomplete. Looked like it was intended for Brandon Giles.
Just in and out of his hands. Wasn't able to pull it in. It was just an unforced error there, as there wasn't enough defensive pressure, in my opinion, to force that drop.
Just a little bit overthrown by D'Amelia. He was 8 of 14. Did have a nice first half, 69 yards for him. Inaccurate throw there, however. 2nd down and 10 now for Bridgewater. Garrett goes in motion, fumbled snap this time, and D'Amelia is able to hang on to it and is sacked.
Well, that leads to a good question. That might be the first sack of the game.
I think so.
Indeed it is.
Take a look at this one. D'Amelia just can't handle the snap, and he is brought down right away. Give Kyreek Watford credit for the hit.
It's just a high snap, and he just had trouble holding on to it, and there was Dylan Woods and Kyreek Watford, 6 and 9, ready to pounce.
3rd down and about 14 now for Bridgewater State. They're at their own 19. They need the 33. D'Amelia back to pass, looks to his left. Pass is low. They're going to say he's caught. He catches the ball, but is immediately down. Jack Levanchi making the catch.
6th catch of the day for Levanchi. He's been the favorite target for D'Amelia.
Makes the catch, but when he makes the catch, his knee is down. And in college, as soon as your knee's down, you are down. Bridgewater punting on 4th down. Ball bounces at the Falcon 40 and takes a fortunate bounce. Fitchburg State will be set up 1st and 10 at their own 41.
9:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. Now the Falcons, after that last drive, went a little awry for them, trying to be the first team to score consecutively. We haven't seen that today.
Fitchburg State defense, which had some question marks coming into this one, able to come up with a good stop there. Bridgewater had the momentum after the unfortunate turnover, but the Falcon D was able to hang in there. Crowd here at Elliott Field recognizing Devin Samil as the all-time reception yardage leader. Now another bad snap. Valerio plunges into the line, gains maybe a yard.
Able to salvage something out of that and keep a handle on the ball. For Valerio, that has been one of his struggles this year. That fumble was the 6th time he'd fumbled the ball this season, although interestingly enough, only those 2 examples that we mentioned are the 2 he's lost. Just those bad transfers.
2nd and 9.
2nd down and 9 after the short game for the Falcon QB. Javon Brown-Simpson's in the backfield. Brown-Simpson will get the carry, moves to his left, breaks out of one tackle, can't break another. He's across the 45, mark him down at the 46-yard line. It'll be 3rd down for Fitchburg State.
Just trying to run out to the left flank was Brown-Simpson, again trying to find that room on the right side. You can see one of the Bears able to step up and make that tackle in Charles McCarthy. We've said his name a bunch of times.
McCarthy has been a defensive standout for Bridgewater State thus far. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for Fitchburg. They need to get to the Bridgewater 49. Valerio barking signals, takes the snap, looks left, throws right, pass is caught. Herbert Acosta, 1st down Falcons.
Valerio's pass is complete.
One of the things that I like out of this Falcons O-line today, they've played a lot better than they did last week, where the Worcester D-line was able to flush Valerio out of the pocket quickly and effortlessly. But this week, Valerio has had time in the pocket to throw the ball to make those short passes. And that's just enough time. That's all he needs.
That's all he needs, just a 3-step drop, clean pocket, get the ball away. Herbert Acosta makes the catch, and it's a Falcon 1st down. Fitchburg State set up 1st and 10 at the Bridgewater 42. Handoff goes to Javon Brown-Simpson, running straight up the middle. He's to the 40 and driven back there. A pack of Bears driving him back. Looked like Ojo was one of the first men to make the hit.
One of those standard runs, you run it up the middle, hope to break a couple of tackles.
Hojo in on the hit. Bridgewater.
Not a lot to say about this one. Hojo, one of them, as well as number 48 for the Bears.
That's Tyler Salwa making the hit. Second down and about 8. In motion to the far side, now coming back to the near for Fitchburg State. That's William Rennie, the sophomore tight end. Handoff goes to straight up the middle. I believe that's Jaquay Solomon, the ball carrier.
Indeed, it's Solomon. He's down at the 38-yard line. It'll be another third down, and the Falcons have been solid at these third down conversions today.
Fitchburg State's offense has been more than capable with both the run and the pass so far.
They've been making their way, over 200 total yards on the day.
Third and 4.
And pretty close to 4-down territory here.
Third down and 4 for Fitchburg State. Valerio goes under center, play action fake, rolls to his left, looking left, throws left. Pass is incomplete. Diving attempt made by Acosta. He might have come down with it, but he was out of bounds.
Just didn't have enough room to make the play. Playing on an American field, not a Canadian one.
Acosta is the intended receiver.
And Fitchburg State will bring in the punt unit.
The way you figure it, they're up by 3 points right now. 6:39 to go in the third quarter. They're at the Bridgewater 38-yard line. But I guess the thought is to try to protect the lead, to pin Bridgewater deep, and that's going to be Barrentos' goal here.
You know what's a great way to protect the lead? Get 4 yards, have the ball. Just saying. Fourth down, Fitchburg State will fake the punt. Pass is caught. First down, Falcons. But there are whistles that kill the play. Timeout called by Bridgewater State. They smelled a rat.
The play clock also ran out on that as well. Ah, that looked so good, and the worst part is you can't pull that again.
Nope. It was Genry Rosario who didn't make the catch because that excellent play did not happen. And now after the timeout, I think the Fitchburg punting unit is heading to the sideline. Or are they enforcing a delay of game and moving the ball back 5 yards?
That is what they are doing instead. The play clock did run out on that, so they are calling delay against Fitchburg.
Well, you try to get tricky and...
Well, they waited too long.
This time Fitchburg State does kick it away. High end over end kick, bounces at the 10 and goes straight through the end zone for a touchback. Bump.
That was probably the longest punt I've seen out of Barrentos, too.
So with 6 minutes and 9 seconds to play here in the third quarter, still no scoring in this period. Fitchburg State still on top by a score of 17-14.
So we'll see the Bears retake the field. Don't know if we're going to see Jonathan Marrero on offense today, especially since he's already gotten some defensive play in. And D'Amelia's been playing pretty well, 9 for 16 for 80 yards. Doesn't have the touchdown pass, though. That was McLaughlin.
McLaughlin will be the running back on this formation. Not that that means anything necessarily. First and 10, Bridgewater State at their own 20-yard line. Play action and then a handoff to McLaughlin. He goes straight up the middle and doesn't get much.
Falcons didn't fall for it as they put Giles in motion, but the handoff goes to McLaughlin. That's his 12th run of the day, and he gets about 1, 2, not a whole lot.
Not much. Not that much. Falcon defense showing up very well here in the second half so far. Second down and 8 now for Bridgewater. D'Amelia back to pass, throws to his right, pass is high but caught. That's Levanchi. He makes the catch, gets the first down. Falcon defender wanted OPI. I don't think he's going to get it.
That was Desimi who wanted that there, wearing number 5 this year, wore 25 last year, and he was able to just sort of sprawl out and wrap his arms around Levanchi's leg to prevent him from going any farther. Levanchi over 100 yards passing today. That was his 7th catch. No other Bear has more than 1.
That's number 5 defending number 5.
5 action.
Old TV character would say everything's just 5 by 5. First and 10 Bears at the 35-yard line. Fumble on the exchange. The ball is loose. The Falcons have it. Picked up by Fitchburg State. That is Jenry Rosario. Don't give him the catch on the fake punt, but he does recover this fumble. A big swing in momentum once again.
As the fates of football go, Jenry Rosario ends up with the ball around the 30-yard line and just squirts out of the hands of D'Amelia. And Rosario beats him to the ball.
Rosario did great work, not only falling on that ball, but angling his body so as to block the Bridgewater quarterback from picking it up himself. So now Fitchburg State set up excellent field position, first and 10 at the Bridgewater 28. Back to passes, Valerio passes high, but it's caught.
It's Samil making the catch, but he's laying on his back now. He might be hurt.
Devin Samil made that catch, and he is in pain. We'll take a look at this one again.
He's back on his feet, but let's look at the replay. Leaping high in the air. Maybe he might have landed a little awkwardly there.
Landed a little awkwardly, you know, getting just slammed into by three guys can't be very good for you. It had to hurt.
He is walking off under his own power. Did just grab his back for a brief moment. Well, he had injury problems last year. He redshirted, so he's able to come back this year.
Devin Samil, the all-time Falcon leader in receiving yardage, heads to the sidelines. Connor Flynn will check in his place. Play action fake. Valerio throws to the end zone. Pass is caught. Touchdown Falcons. Jesse Lastra the catch.
Touchdown, Fitchburg State.
So the turnover leads to points immediately. Fitchburg State looking to make this a 10-point game.
It was a nice pump fake by Valerio. He had time, looked to his right. He's got that time in the pocket. The O-line playing so much better this week, and he's got Jesse Lastra open. Beats out the other quarterback in Marrero.
Jonathan Marrero bit on the pump fake. Lastra got a step, and Valerio delivered the ball perfectly. Extra point is up and good. So with 4:25 to play here in the third quarter, as the Falcon cheerleaders lead the crowd in celebration, it is 24-14 Fitchburg State.
Valerio with his third touchdown of the day through the air. Now 10 touchdowns on the season for the sophomore out of Lawrence. Would you like to take a quick look around the rest of the MassCAC, see how they're doing?
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
All right, so earlier today, Mass Maritime was at Framingham State. It did not go well for the Buccaneers. They lost to the Rams of Framingham State by a score of 50-7.
Danny, I don't want to interrupt you too much, but this is an incredible shot. You see the Bridgewater coach, Joe Varia, just going up the sideline, berating his players, trying to get them back in this game, get them focused on making the comeback. What else is going on in the MassCAC?
Plymouth State took down UMass Dartmouth 37-7. We'll be seeing both those teams in November here on FATV. And it is 27-2 between Worcester and Westfield. The 2 points for Westfield coming on a returned block PAT.
Fitchburg's kickoff is away, taken in at about the 10-yard line for Bridgewater State, and cutting it up the near sideline. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. That's Ray Sandra still on the return.
Sandra still getting a good return there to about the 35-yard line. There was also a flag somewhere.
There is a flag. It's at about the 32-yard line on the far sideline. Hold is indicated. So a hold against Bridgewater State. Back them up further. And nothing is going right for the Bears here in this third quarter. They're down 10 points now, committing foul after foul, going backward it seems.
You can see why Joe Varia is cross with his team after all. This is a team they're the defending conference champions. They've started this campaign 0-3. They feel like they should be better than this. I know from having watched them the last couple of weeks, preparing for this game, I feel they should be better than this. It's been unfortunate luck for the Bears thus far, but 2 turnovers, both of them leading to touchdowns.
It's Malik Garrett carrying the ball, I believe.
Indeed it is, to the right side after McLaughlin faked a run to the left. Got a few yards on that one.
He did.
Looks like about 5.
Hey, Dan.
Yes?
Where's the quarterback? Malik Garrett is calling signals for Bridgewater State.
Indeed he is. And Garrett's going to look to run with it here, and he's not going to get very far.
So Bridgewater State going without their QB, Malik Garrett taking the snaps now.
Well, I know Garrett has thrown some balls in the past, just like Alex McLaughlin has. Both of them have the ability to play quarterback. And you could sort of say, you know, how on the roster that Malik Garrett is listed as a running back and wide receiver. I know I've heard the Bridgewater announcers use the phrase offensive weapon to refer to him.
I see. D'Amelia is back in at quarterback on 3rd and 3 now for Bridgewater. He will throw deep to the left. That pass is very high, and it is caught. Brought in by Levanchi, sheds 1 tackle, and he is brought down at the Falcon 40-yard line.
It was Malik Crowford who was the closest to him, and what Crowford was trying to do was he was trying in his best to prevent getting called for defensive pass interference. He was trying to play up Levanchi in such a way he wouldn't get called for that, but he just couldn't beat him cleanly. I mean, Levanchi was able to make that catch in the end.
Big gainer for Bridgewater State. Sets them up 1st and 10 at the Falcon 39. D'Amelia back to pass on 1st down. Throws deep over the left. Passes high and incomplete. Intended for Levanchi.
And again, D'Amelia keeps looking for Jack Levanchi. Levanchi now with 8 catches for 146 yards today. Great performance for the junior receiver for the Bears. But of course, the other 4 catches for 4 different players, they just keep looking for Levanchi, and Fitchburg should be trying to put a little stronger coverage on him. They've now moved Desimi over there. 5-on-5 there on the near side.
2nd down and 10 for Bridgewater State. Handoff this time goes to McLaughlin running left. He gets a few good blocks. Marked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Make it the 34.
So 5 yards all in all. And that sweep run has done pretty well for the Bears. In fact, the Bears' longest run, I think, came on that sweep run for a touchdown. Something like that for McLaughlin.
Now 3rd down and 5 for Bridgewater. Garrett and McLaughlin in the backfield. And D'Amelia calling signals. Play action fake. D'Amelia rolls to his right. Pass is swatted down, incomplete. Well defended there by Fitchburg State. Looked like he was going for Brandon Giles.
And Errol Bennett was able to come up with it. That's what happens with D'Amelia trying to go for a different target there. No one with more than 1 catch than Levanchi. He tries to go to Giles, and Giles had it in his hands and he just lost it. And Errol Bennett there, of course, with the pressure. Now, obviously, Bridgewater doing what they do.
Setting up to probably go for it, but maybe pooch punt, who knows? They're Bridgewater, they're weird like that. 4th and 4 at the 35. D'Amelia back to pass, throws long. Pass is brought in. A great catch there. Alex McLaughlin the catch. 1st and goal for the Bears.
On 4th down, I guess
the
with
Bridgewater cheering section very appreciative.
Absolutely. I guess it comes down to they had McLaughlin in the backfield. He rolls out to the left side, down the field, and able to shake off Dylan Woods and make a nice catch.
Now Bridgewater State 1st and goal at the 6, looking to get back within a score. Handoff goes to the right side. What's that term? It's a rugby maul. He's down at about the 5.
It was McLaughlin who got the ball on that one going to the right side, just trying to eat some yardage there. 5 from goal as we're ticking under 90 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter.
2nd down and goal now for Bridgewater State. You can hear the Falcon sideline screaming, "Let's go D-line." D'Amelia under pressure just gets rid of it. Nobody's there. I think they're going to say there was a receiver in the area, not call intentional grounding. It'll be 3rd down.
Kyrique Watford and the Bednarses making that happen there, and it was Kyrique Watford with the charge in there, able to take him down, but D'Amelia able to get the ball off just in time. and get it just far enough to prevent the intentional grounding. 3rd and goal from the 5.
3rd down and goal indeed for Bridgewater State. They've got McLaughlin in the backfield. D'Amelia takes the snap, rolls to his right, under pressure. He is going to be brought down by every Fitchburg Falcon within a 5-mile radius. Fitchburg has the ball. That ball is not dead. That's going to be a touchdown for Fitchburg State. Kyreek Watford with the return. Touchdown Falcons. Bridgewater's coaches are apoplectic. They have no idea what's going on.
I don't blame them. I was pretty sure, based on what I saw, that D'Amelia lost the ball after he was down. But the Falcons have brought it all the way down for a touchdown.
Let's take a look at this one again, see if we can spot where the ball comes loose. There's Watford coming in.
No, I think he's lost it right there, actually. No, they've done it right there. They've called it properly.
That ball is loose. The ball comes loose before the quarterback is down. You see it coming out right there, right at Watford's midsection. The ball is loose. The knee is not down. That is a good fumble and a great job by the FATV crew on the replay. Watford picks up the ball and runs forever. Touchdown Falcons, and all of a sudden this is going to be a 17-point game. Extra point attempt is up and good. The Falcons lead this one by a score of 31-14. Bridgewater looked like they were knocking on the door. All of a sudden, they are whamboozled. A fumble return for a touchdown, and now they're down 17 points with barely more than a quarter to play.
And they cannot believe what's just happened here.
I cannot believe what's just happened right here, and I called it.
An 83-yard fumble recovery for Kyreek Watford after the strip sack. And it's brilliance for the Falcons, now breaking the 30-point plateau for the 3rd time this season.
Falcons up 17 points now. Less than a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter of action. A huge swing in momentum at Elliott Field.
It's been a day of scoring in the MASCAC. 4 teams with over 27 points on the day. The one game we didn't mention was the one non-conference game. WestCon is taking on Salve Regina at 5 p.m. WestCon trying to go to 3-0 on the season as Bingham kicks it away. Nice tackles there, a flag being thrown.
Flag on the kickoff return, as you said, Dan.
Santa Vica was the one trying to return that one for the Bears. And we'll see how this all shakes up. About 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. The Falcons up by 17 points.
So a block in the back against Bridgewater sets them up even deeper in their own territory. And hey, Danny, you know, they give us these stat packs before the game. Do you want to guess the last time the Falcons had a fumble return for a touchdown?
That's a good question. Fumble return for a touchdown. How about I try 2014?
That was 2009. Oh. Christian Guzman with a 10-yard fumble return at Springfield.
At Springfield. You didn't get a chance to call that one.
I did not.
Was that your first season, 2009?
I think I started in 2008.
Ah. So your 10th season calling Falcon football.
Malik Garrett gets the carry on 1st down. He is hit in the backfield. Brought down at about the 15-yard line. The Falcon defense smells blood as we conclude the 3rd quarter.
Well, actually, the clock's going to stop here as one of the Falcons is hurt, and that is Errol Bennett, who's down on the field.
Bennett has had a very good day on defense. One of the standouts for what has turned out to be a very good defensive performance, especially here in the 3rd quarter.
Junior defensive back from Miami, Florida. He's a business management major. 5'10", 180. Getting helped up here.
Obviously favoring the right leg there.
The Falcons have a great medical staff, a great training crew, and they will tend to him.
Errol Bennett heads to the sideline. We'll get one more play here in the third quarter. Maybe. Bridgewater is ready to snap the ball as soon as the medical staff gets Bennett off the field. They want to get in one more play. So 2nd down and 11 for Bridgewater State. The Amelia back to pass. Throws deep to his right, passes high, but it is caught. 1st down, Bridgewater State. Great catch there.
Brandon Giles making the catch for the Bears, through Desime and through Malik Crawford. A good catch for Giles coming up with that one to give Bridgewater something to build on going into this 4th quarter, trailing by 17 points, a 3-possession game.
It has been a heck of a second half so far for the Falcons. 14 unanswered points, 21 in a row for them. Remember, they were down 14-10 after the flea flicker touchdown, but now 21 unanswered points for the Falcons has given them a 17-point lead. The stylish hat they had going in.
Absolutely. My goodness me, though, what a game this has turned out to be, especially for the Falcons. And I hope there's a little more excitement left in the tank.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Bridgewater is not going to go down easily.
Absolutely. Oh, time for the final 15 minutes of this 4th quarter. I'll take it from here.
Take us home, Danny Bolek.
Thank you. Will be 3rd down and 10 for the Bears. 1st and 10, excuse me. As D'Amelia will play action fake, tries to get a pass off. It's intercepted! Javon White picks it off. Tried to make a quick sidearm throw up the middle, but Javon White with the interception, and about 15 yards are going to be marked off after this. But it's all gone horribly wrong for Bridgewater State. Another turnover.
What did we say, Dan? This Falcon defense is young, they're inexperienced, but they are getting better by the day. In this game, it seems they're getting better by the play.
You bet they are. So it'll be offsetting penalties. So that'll all wash out. Looks like he was hit as he threw, too. He wanted to try to get Malik Garrett there, but in the end, Javon White was the first one to it.
Great job by White. Falcon offense will come out looking to put the nail in the coffin.
Up by 17. And now Valerio going to move around here and take about a yard. As he faked the handoff and saw the pressure coming very quickly.
While we have a second, Dan, I want to go back to that play that led to the interception. David Morales did a great job getting through, not biting on the play fake. He went straight for the quarterback, and he set in motion the series of events that led to that pick.
Those are the intangibles. They don't quite show up on the score sheet as they try to give it to Jacquay Solomon. He doesn't get much of anywhere. Back to the original line of gain. Looks like it'll be no gain officially, or a very brief loss. It'll be 3rd down. Just wrapped up immediately. Falcons trying to run the ball, keep the clock moving here.
Fitchburg State probably more than content to, be conservative, hand the ball off, maintain possession, certainly. It's a little early to say they're just killing time, but they certainly don't want to turn over here.
Now on 3rd down, Valerio rolling out right side, ready to throw if need be. He will throw, and that pass is, I don't know what that's going to be. It was looking for Connor Flynn, and flags thrown.
I think there are 3 different fouls because I think 3 different Bears all hit Connor Flynn in the head.
So they're going to discuss this, the 3 officials who threw their flags. Flynn took a really nasty shot out of all that, or more than one, really.
He took more than one nasty shot.
It is targeting against number 20 of the Bears. That is Juan Gonzalez. So he has been ejected from the contest, as is automatic on a targeting call, and he will miss the first half of next week's game. And as you can see, that is helmet to helmet.
That's not only helmet to helmet, that's lowering a forearm and delivering it to the face of the receiver. That's a pretty standard targeting pal. That is, yeah.
And that's why they threw 3 penalty flags. That is what you put in the officiating video.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is targeting.
Yes, don't do that, Juan. You're gone.
Oh, boy. Well, anyway, so Juan Gonzalez has been ejected from the contest. He will not be allowed to take part in the first half of next week's contest by rule as well, because he got thrown out in the second half.
Understandable.
And that's one of those things. But now let's see where they're going to even spot the ball, because the chain gang seems confused.
I think it's going to be half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul, because it was inside the 30. And there goes Mr. Gonzalez, who will not be taking part in any of the homecoming festivities.
It's a rough ending for him, but that is a play you cannot do and expect to continue to participate in the sport of football.
No.
The Falcons get a 1st and 10 now out of all of that. And it will be a handoff. Solomon holding onto the ball with both hands, securing the ball, and it's going to be no gain, it looks like.
Jaquay Solomon getting the bulk of the carries here in the early stages of the 4th quarter.
A 3-score game, give him some carries here.
Absolutely.
The Falcons taking plenty of time. Play clock, you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen, now down to 10 seconds.
Man, I don't know who built these graphics for us, but whoever he is, he did a heck of a job. A heck of a job. Danny did it, people. That's the joke.
That would be the joke. I'm too humble to say it. Solomon runs out to the right side, down around the 19-yard line. I had to show off some of the computer science skills I had.
Just a little.
And if anyone's hiring. The only problem is I'd have to spell my whole name out on the air, and that's going to be too much of a challenge.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Just go to fatv.org and send emails to everyone you can find and say, I want to hire Danny. He's good at his job. Whatever job that happens to be this day.
Indeed it is. Illegal substitution against the Falcons.
Feels like the 3rd time the Falcons have been called for that today. It's at least to the 2nd.
And that's been one of the challenges, is trying not to get caught with the Canadian offense.
You can't have 12 guys.
Not in this country.
No.
So it'll be 3rd and 11 based on where they've put the box.
Fitchburg stayed at the 24-yard line of Bridgewater. If they get into the end zone, this one is pretty much over.
Valerio in the shotgun. With Solomon to his left. Valerio looks to throw here, taking his time, going to throw over the middle into the end zone. It's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Williamson.
Not a great pass there by Valerio. We've seen him throw into double coverage a couple times today. The touchdown to Herbert Acosta, he threw into double coverage and got away with it. This time they were able to make the interception. Take a look at it again.
So taking a look at that great angle, by the way.
Have I mentioned in this quarter that I love that camera so much? I love that camera so much.
You can see Williamson just light it up, make the catch over Herbert Acosta. I think Valerio was just trying to force something a little bit, go for the high-risk, high-reward play. Valerio was the only receiver in sight, so the only person you needed to target on that. Little too ambitious, I believe.
Just a little. Just a little. So Bridgewater takes over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Amelia takes a shotgun snap, looks to his right. Now pump fakes, now he throws. He wants Levanchi, he's overthrown him.
Well defended there was David Desamy on the coverage.
And Desamy, I believe, is the lead corner for this Fitchburg State team, and you can see him dancing a little bit. He's happy with how this game is going.
He's entitled to dance, I think. The Falcon defense has done a great job in the third quarter.
That I agree with.
And there we have the operator down there running that end zone camera that I love so very much. I love that camera. I love that camera. I'm going to say it one more time, and then I promise I won't for the next 2 minutes. I love that camera.
Beautiful perspectives. 2nd and 10. Garrett in motion. D'Amelia, quick throw, wants Levanchi, popped up in the air and nearly intercepted.
Oh.
Crawford had the closest hand to it.
Just out of the reach of Malik Crawford as he tried to make that catch.
They're trying to go to Levanchi. I mean, D'Amelia knows that's the tried and true target. The Falcons know that Levanchi is the tried and true target.
And great work as well by David Desamy. Once again, he's pretty much been man-on-man with Jack Levanchi here in the third and fourth quarter. He was able to swat that ball up in the air and nearly got an interception out of it.
Levanchi 8 for 146 today. The rest of the Bridgewater receiving core, 6 completions. Make it 7 now, a pass up to the left side, and that is complete.
It's Brandon Giles the catch.
His 3rd of the day.
Brandon Giles comes to us out of Old Bridge, New Jersey, and I have a question for you, Dan.
Yes?
Where in God's name is Old Bridge, New Jersey?
It is in New Jersey. That is all I can tell you.
So it's on the eastern seaboard of the United States of America.
Somewhere in that regard. 1st and 10 for the Bears. Running up the middle is McLaughlin. He's got a nice run here, cutting out to the right side, past midfield. Cutting back to the left side now, around the 45. He swarmed there. And the Falcons going to try to strip it out, but they cannot do so. They'll tackle him at the Fitchburg 45. Big run for Alex McLaughlin, a 1st down for the Bears.
Bridgewater State's offense trying to stay in this game. We'll take a look at the replay again. McLaughlin gets great blocking from his offensive lineman. He's able to shed a tackle there, cut it back to the near side, and get across midfield into Falcon territory.
Changed direction at least 3 times on that play. He's going to be over 100 yards of rushing after that. High snap, hold down, and running up the middle. That's Santavica, I believe, for the Bears.
First time we've called his name today.
Try to go with a different look there. Nick Santavica, sophomore from Yorktown Heights, New York.
Well, Dan, I have done my own darn research, and I can tell you this. If you drew a line straight on a map from New York, New York to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the midpoint of that line is Old Bridge, New Jersey.
Well, what do you know? I don't know my New Jersey geography at all.
It's just south of Newark. I know that doesn't help. I'll give up now.
It doesn't help me, at least. And D'Amelia ends up keeping it after he took it out of the hands of Santavica. Trying to make something a little more out of it. Doesn't get very much more. It'll be 3rd down.
Bridgewater's offense has been able to sustain drives, but they haven't had, aside from the one flea flicker, they haven't had that big explosive play. I think they're going to need that if they have a hope of coming back in this one. Down 17 points with now 10 minutes and counting to play.
It is a 3-score game. So now it looks like Garrett will set up on the right side, Levanchi on the far left. Giles in between Levanchi and the line. And McLaughlin in the backfield. 3rd down. It's going to be a handoff right side. McLaughlin going to fight for the 1st down, and I think he's got it.
He does indeed mark him down at the Falcon 30-yard line. It's a good game for McLaughlin. One thing I'm noticing, Dan, as this game goes on, and you see McLaughlin just head to the sideline there. It is 80-some-odd degrees. It's probably closer to 90, 95 on the field. It's been 4 or 5 skill position players for the Bears, rather. It's been McLaughlin and Levanchi and Garrett, and that's about it.
And I was mentioning that those are basically the 3 weapons. Those are really the only 3 players that I would trust if I was Bridgewater. And Garrett's going to make the catch here, roll to the right side, out of bounds, around the 20-yard line. And those are the big players for Bridgewater State. Those are the guys who make things happen for them.
And they've done very well. As you mentioned, Levanchi, 8 catches, 146 yards, and a touchdown. Alex McLaughlin, that big touchdown pass. But as this game goes on, you have to wonder if those guys are just a little tired.
Yeah, wearing down, especially on a Saturday game. And Bridgewater, they play Friday night games at home, too. So they don't have to deal with the heat as they're doing today. And so Santavica's going to take the handoff, found a hole up the middle, and Santavica going to be taken down around inside the 10-yard line.
That's a great run there by Nick Santavica.
And Jenry Rosario having a bit of trouble getting to his feet there after that play. Santavica's had some good runs here. And now it is goal to go. The Stickmen can take a break on the sidelines as it's going to be McLaughlin trying to run up the middle. Looks like he's inside the 5.
Just inside the 5, mark him down at the 4-yard line. I was talking with Travis Falk in the FATV truck before the game about just how many lines are down there. You get inside the 10-yard line, you've got the field hockey lines, the soccer lines. It can be difficult for someone who's never seen the game at Elliott Field to tell exactly where the goal line is.
And the women lacrosse lines as well. It's another handoff right side. This is how they scored the first time through, and they score this time as well. Alex McLaughlin dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears.
McLaughlin gets the touchdown, but both he and the man who hit him are shaken up.
That's Adalberto Alamo who made the hit for the Falcons. And Alamo back on his feet, but McLaughlin a bit slower to get up.
You see here right there.
It was helmet to helmet there.
Helmet to helmet contact.
It was not targeting, it was not intentional, but it was incidental, and they both took a bad hit from that.
It's just football. And it's the kind of hit that makes you wonder what the heck we're doing here sometimes, Dan.
Yeah. I love the game of football, but I will admit it is quite the violent sport.
McLaughlin clearly does break the plane, so give him the touchdown. And he's up and walking around, so one hopes he is all right.
D'Amelia is out on the field. Bears looking to go for 2 here. No matter how you divvy it up, it is a 3-score game. Or now a 2-score game.
A little surprised they're going for 2, to be honest with you.
So D'Amelia looking to the right side, and he's got a man who's wide open in Malik Garrett. 2 points for Bridgewater.
Well, if the Falcons are going to give it to you that easily, you might as well take it.
I guess so. 31-22. So now a touchdown and a field goal will give them the lead.
And I suppose if you go for it and fail, you're still down 11, which is then a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and field goal.
So it's not the worst idea in the world.
It's not.
Just go for the 2 extra points. They were able to get it pretty easily, and one of the Bears having trouble on the sideline there. That is Josh Faulkner.
And we mentioned it earlier, but it's worth repeating. It is hot. It's quite warm down. It's warm here in the press box. I can't imagine how warm it is down on the field. 80 degrees, just ambient temperature, warmer in the sun, warmer still when you consider the induction cooktop that is the field turf.
Indeed, and the well-worn downfield turf. Been there for about a decade now. Maybe a little more than that, actually.
A little more than that, I think.
Just one return man for the Falcons back deep in Gene Charles. And a flag immediately. Looks
probably offsides on the kickoff. Ball is loose. This is the kind of break that the Bears would need, but again, there is a flag, and the Falcons have recovered the fumble.
And the flag, almost certainly based on where the flag was thrown, was one of the Bears jumping over the 35 before the ball was kicked. So I think that was going to be a free run back anyway. So even if the Bears had gotten it, the Falcons probably would have taken the penalty and gotten a re-kick from the 30.
Oh, absolutely. You see, once again, a great crowd on hand here. Folks came in from Bridgewater to cheer on the Bears. A lot of Falcon fans came out, Fitchburg State students. It's homecoming weekend here in Fitchburg. There's a lot of activities. I mean, I know there's only 7:52 left to play in this one. But if you're at home in Fitchburg, come on up to Elliott Field. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of fun. It's a great atmosphere here at Fitchburg State. Take a look at this one again. And I think the kicker's offside, actually.
Yeah.
Like right there, his left foot is across the 35-yard line. The kicker himself is offside. That's a heck of a thing.
Wouldn't you believe that?
You would think the kicker would know where to put his foot.
Rough goes for Russell Bollerino. First and 10, Javon Brown-Simpson bounces off of the would-be tacklers, ends up running around to the left side, picks up a few extra yards, down around the 35-yard line.
And a flag comes in. I know I've only said that 15 times today, so.
But it's always worth pointing out, and there have been exactly 16 penalties accepted today. Right on it. The referees will discuss this one, figure out how to enforce it. Up, and for the third time today, they're waving it off.
Okay. I suppose, in theory, conferences and decision-making are good things. Bobbled snap there. Valerio was lucky to hang on to it. Take a look here, see what might have been the foul. Brown-Simpson, maybe just throw a flag thinking that he got hit out of bounds and then realize that it was a legal play?
Provisional flag, if you will?
Sure.
Play action, Valerio rolls out right side, throws, and it is out of the hands of Connor Flynn, and incomplete. Would have been a first down if he could have hauled it in.
Connor Flynn had that ball hit him in the worst place if you're a receiver, right in the hands.
Oy, oy. Trying to go 14 to 44, and Flynn, who hasn't made too many receptions thus far this season for the Falcons. I don't know if he's had any receptions this season. I don't believe he has. But we know that he was able to step in. He had a number in the 50s last year, meaning he was a lineman. He converted to an eligible receiver, took a number in the 40s, and he made some plays last year after injury started to mount. Valerio throws right side. This is complete. This is Acosta, and he's going to be close to a first down.
Looks like they're going to spot him at about the 44-yard line, which would be a good 2 yards shy. 7 minutes to go in this one. Given the Falcons have played it thus far, I expect them to kick.
I would expect them to kick as well.
And it looks like they are bringing on the punt team.
Especially since the ball is still in their own territory. But they're going to run as much time down as they can on this clock.
Oh, absolutely.
See two Bears in the near vicinity, and it is Charles McCarthy making the tackle again.
Good to see McCarthy back out on the field. He had been shaken up earlier.
Now here's Barrientos. He's got a spiraling kick downfield, looking for a Falcon bounce. They're going to try to return this one. Doesn't work out too well for Bridgewater. And a good punt from Barrientos.
Great coverage downfield. Melcher Lynch with the hit, the freshman DB out of Roxbury.
And Joangel Lorenzo was the one who tried to return that for Bridgewater. They're going to have a long distance to go here. The ball spotted around the 16-yard line.
Something like that. And for Bridgewater, you've got 6.5 minutes to go. You need 2 scores. Take a look at this one again. He's able to avoid one hit, but then Lynch is right there, just makes the hit, wraps him up. That is a great fundamental tackle by Melcher Lynch.
And Justin John Charles, you can see playing the gunner position, trying to be the first one there. And he's also one of the leading kick returners for the Falcons as well, so a big special teamer for the green and gold, or primarily the gold and green based on their uniforms today. D'Amelio on first down, throws right side, and that is incomplete. Good try there by Desemy.
Great job by David Desemy, as you said, Danny. They were trying once again to get it into Jack Levanchi, and Desemy is just covering him.
Levanchi, again, we've said it so many times, he's definitely the go-to target, but D'Amelio, he's leaning on him a little too much. And if Bridgewater wants to come back in this game, they have to start looking to other targets.
He's been put on Desemy Isle here in the second half, really.
I like that.
Thank you.
6:24 to go, fourth quarter, 31-22, Falcons in front. Garrett in motion, they give it to McLaughlin, or is that McLaughlin? I'd actually just assumed it was, but
it is.
It is, so good to see he's okay. Goes up the middle, gets about a yard or 2. Regardless, it'll be third and closer to 10 than it is to the first.
Certainly. Call it third down and about 8.
That will do. So, D'Amelio ready with McLaughlin to his left. D'Amelio stepping back, ready to throw. Throws right side, popped up in the air, and it's caught by Garrett.
Malik Garrett with a great catch, and David Desemy with a very funny reaction, if nothing else. He could not believe that that ball was caught.
Malik Garrett with an excellent, excellent play there. I mean, after it slipped out of his hands, it popped up in the air, and he was able to recenter, reset himself, and come up with the catch. Another great play for Malik Garrett, and another first down for Bridgewater. D'Amelio ready, throws, he's looking left side, he's overthrown Levanchi by nearly 5 yards.
Levanchi that time looked like he was covered by Rui Goncalves Jr. No, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong roster. It was Ryan Bednarik on the coverage for Fitchburg State. This is the deflection play from earlier. Ball popped up in the air. Desame doesn't know where the ball is. Garrett makes the catch. Desame's just like, what?
Oh, how's that gone into his hands? Because he knew he was so close to it. I just got reminded of about a week or two ago when Jason Worth tried to fake that catch. But anyway, here's D'Amelio throwing over the middle. That is caught. Shaking off a tackle is Levanchi. He's got another catch. That time right over the middle. And that's his 9th catch of the day. He's over 150 yards receiving, and a Falcon is down.
First down yardage on the play.
5:08 to go, fourth quarter, 31-22, but one of the Falcons down on the field, and I don't have a good look at his number.
Neither do I, unfortunately. He's pushing himself up, so.
It is Alberto Alamo, number 33.
Once again, we can only hope that he is all right.
Absolutely. Freshman linebacker, a big contributor to the Falcons' defense this year. And Alamo's back on his feet and running off the field. It's the best you could hope for, really.
It's a good sign.
The ball is on the Bridgewater 46-yard line. That last pass to Levanchi, good enough for a first, an 11-yard gain. 9 for 157 today for the junior.
Bridgewater State not quite sure what play they want to run. Valuable time running off this clock. 4:53, 52, 51 seconds left in this one.
It's going to be McLaughlin trying to run to the right side, trying to pick up his blockers, and he's going to get 5. Into Falcon territory, down at the 49.
Stays in bounds, however, 4.5 minutes to go here. Bridgewater, again, taking their time. They do need 2 scores if they're going to get back into this one.
And McLaughlin back to the sideline. He knows he can't run every single play here. And that's one of the things that may hurt this Bridgewater team, is they can't keep going to him. Santavica back into the game now.
McLaughlin just dives forward. He was tackled, looked like it was Tyler Fontes for the Falcons.
Throw left side, it is complete. Wide open, and it is Santavica making the catch around the 35-yard line.
Nick Santavica, a great catch and run, sets up a first down for the Bears. Take a look at this one again. D'Amelio has plenty of time to throw, a very well thrown ball, rather, and there is nobody in front of Santavica as he makes the catch.
D'Amelio throws right side, tipped up in the air, nearly picked a flag coming in at the end.
It was Ryan Bednarik on the coverage.
And Jenry Rosario in the vicinity as well, but let's see what we have. The flag was going to be around the area of the throw. Looks like they may be thinking pass interference.
Yep, DPI.
So spot foul and a first down for Bridgewater, and they continue to move on down the field.
So 1st and 10 for Bridgewater State at the Falcon 30-yard line. Some confusion with the sticks on the far sideline.
They haven't moved the chains yet.
Yeah, the chain gain has it 1st and 5. That is wrong.
Bears 1st and 10.
Now they have it reset and properly. McLaughlin to D'Amelia's left, pump fakes left side, now throws left side. And that ball is overthrown. Desame with great defense on Levanchi, as you would expect.
David Desame did not fall for the play fake. So take a look at this one again.
The senior from Fort Myers, Florida. There's the pump fake, the throw. And you can see them battling for it, hands in hands, but nothing more than that.
Levanchi just running that little hitch and go. Desemy stayed with him through the go, so he was well covered.
220 seconds left in this game as D'Amelia looking over the middle, and it is caught. Pimentel with the catch, and he's going to be taken down around the 10-yard line.
This time Pimentel able to hold on to the ball, make the catch, and a heck of a run afterward. 1st and 10 for Bridgewater once again. Big man is wide open in space. He breaks a tackle there, hangs on to the football, and is finally dragged down after a big gain.
5'10", 225 out of Brockton. And Bridgewater threatening again, but now whistles. The timeout called by the Bears. That's actually the first timeout of this second half.
First timeout called by the Bears. They've got 3:24 to play, and they need 9 points.
And 9 yards to go to get 6. So this leads to some questions. It's like if you don't get the fourth, if you can't score on the first 3 downs, do you try to go for the field goal here, or do you?
I think it depends where you are. If you're at the 1 yard line, if it's 4th and goal from the 1, you try to plunge it in. But if say 1st and goal at the 9, they go incomplete, 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 I'd kick the field goal. It depends on field position right now because you need both.
Absolutely, and then you also have to think there's the area for the onside kick as well if Bridgewater scores.
Oh, they have to do that. I know they have 2 timeouts left and there's 3 minutes and change. You can't kick it deep. Because no matter where you kick it, 1 first down ends the game. So why not try the onside kick? But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Maybe the Falcon defense will, have a pick 6.
Could be. The Falcon D going to be tested. Their biggest test of the day. 1st and goal for the Bears. 9 yards out. Giles set up to the left side. McLaughlin in the backfield. Garrett in motion. He's looking to the right side. That's where Levanchi is. And Levanchi, has he come down with it inbounds? Yes, he has. Touchdown, Bears.
They've been going to Jack Levanchi all day, especially here in the second half. They take him off of Desemy Isle. They put a different man on him. Levanchi gets a step, and that's all he needs. Touchdown, Bears. Someone is exceptionally mad in the box next to us.
Bolorino going to go for the extra point, and this is obviously big because it makes it a field goal to win. Kick is up, and that is going to be through.
It has been more than 2 minutes since I mentioned how much I love that camera, right?
That is correct.
Okay, good.
And now really into crunch time now. 3:17 to go in this game. It's
a 2-point game.
31-29. If this was an NFL score, would it be scoregami?
That's a wonderful question. Now, I don't know how to find that quickly, but I'm going to try.
I do not know either.
So for those of you who don't religiously follow the works of one John Boyce, there's this concept called scoregami, which is a score in a football game that has never been scored before. And there are very few of those because obviously there have been a lot of scoregamis. But 31-29, that's it's an interesting score, one that may never have happened.
It's a very intriguing score. It takes a lot of things to happen. But now 3:17 to go in this game. And Bridgewater got into the end zone with enough time to the point that now they have to seriously contemplate. Do they go for the onside kick? Do they try to put it on their defense? Do they kick it away? So to all you folks at home, watch this play closely. This could determine the fate of the game. Falcons are definitely setting up their hands there. Only 2 receivers beyond the 50-yard line. Bolorino will set it up on the tee. Has to go to the 45.
Fitchburg certainly expects an onside kick.
Absolutely. Bolorino ready. And they're going to kick it away, and there is a penalty against Bridgewater. So Fitchburg getting a free return on this one. And going up to the 30-yard line is Fitchburg, and that's Gene Charles. But once again, so they choose to kick it away. They're going to let the defense handle it here. The penalty most likely will be against Bridgewater, who's thrown on the kick.
Thrown right at the line of scrimmage again. So I think we're going to get a look at this one. And my goodness.
His foot is on the line.
Kicker, it's past the ball. The kicker is offside on the kick again. This is a frustrating, fundamental mistake by the Bridgewater State kicker. It is, however, a very important series for the Falcon offense.
3:10 to go. First down, run up the middle. Javon Brown-Simpson gets a couple of yards. And now Bridgewater is going to let the clock run, not going to take a timeout. And for Fitchburg,
there's a few series left for Bridgewater State. They need to stop the Falcons soon, obviously, but they don't need to sell out for it here. If Fitchburg gets one first down, they can try to stop them again. Fitchburg, meanwhile, using as much of the clock as they can.
Play clock down to 10. They're ready at the line, but they've got to wait just a few more seconds. Now they'll let it go. It'll be Brown-Simpson up the middle again, getting some yardage here, very close to a first down.
Stop the clock, move the chains. 2:23 to play. Fitchburg picks up a first down.
You can see him running up the middle, running and gunning for that yardage, and a Bear is down.
Another injury stoppage here.
Tending to the right leg here.
That just looks like a cramp, doesn't it? I mean, we've been talking about the heat. It is hot. Players need to stay hydrated, and if you're not, well, I've had cramps, and I've had people do that to me, so.
Oh, and he tried to put weight on his left leg.
It hurts.
Indeed it does. And that is the very talented Charles McCarthy in distress from North Reading.
While we have a moment here, while we're tending to the injured player, let's take a look at another excellent highlight package produced by the folks in the FATV truck. This is all the scoring that's been done here in the second half. You see there the fumble initially by Fitchburg, picked up by Bridgewater. Fitchburg was marching on the door. Bridgewater fumbles, however, that ball is picked up by Fitchburg State, and that led to this touchdown pass right here. Valerio with the pump and then the throw. Wide open Jesse Laster for the score. And then this is the fumble recovery for a touchdown. You see right there, the ball comes loose. Kyrie Watford picks it up and runs, giving the Falcons what was at the time a 31, I believe it was a 31-14 lead at that time.
That is correct. But since then, 15 consecutive points. Starts with this, and there was the interception by Javon White.
There's the interception by White. You would have been right, you would have felt right at least at the time to say that that was game over.
But Valerio tries to go for the big pass, the big score, intercepted. Here's the touchdown run by Alex McLaughlin, takes a hit as he crosses over to the plane. And then finally the most recent one, Jack Levanchi, a touchdown catch. His second of the day.
A furious comeback attempt by Bridgewater State now hangs on the talents of their defense. And you see there's Charles McCarthy still down on the sideline being tended to.
Just last week, Bridgewater tried to come back from 19-0 down against Framingham. They got to 19-13, and the Bears had the ball late in the game. D'Amelia tried to throw a ball to the right side corner, and it was picked off. And so first down, Bridgewater called their second timeout, and Brown-Simpson bursting through the hole. He's got a first down inside the Bears' 40-yard line.
Javon Brown-Simpson with one of his best and one of his most important runs of the day. Gets the ball deep into Bear territory. He gets great blocking here, and then he just, force of will, slams through two Bears across the 40-yard line. Mark him down at the Bridgewater 39.
And Bridgewater has called their final timeout with 2:16 to go.
So this is it for the Bears. If the Falcons get one more first down, they could just kneel out.
Indeed, that would be the case. And what a game that would, what a stand for the Falcons in the end.
The Falcon offense putting up 31 points. The defense has been scored on for 29, but it was an impressive performance at time. Obviously, you can't give the offense all the credit. There was a fumble recovery for a touchdown in there, for God's sake. A great day on all sides of the ball for Fitchburg State. And with one first down, they can send these homecoming fans home happy with a 31-29 victory.
You bet. This has been an excellent first game. It took a few weeks before we could get a home game, but...
Yeah, these 3 straight road games to open the season, that's, there's a French word for that. I believe it's garbage.
Oh. Well, perhaps they'll have 6 home games next year if they can get the 2 non-conference teams to reciprocate and travel to Fitchburg next year. And so, on first down, you can see they wrap up the ball carrier immediately. I think that was Brown Simpson, and you could see he was hugging the ball, not going to elect them.
There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. Additionally, one of the Falcon linemen. It's a chop block against the Falcons. So this Falcon offensive lineman missing a lot of the standouts from recent seasons, including recently departed center Max Schiavone, now coaching at Fitchburg High School.
Staying local, helping out the cause.
We also had Grant Jensen lose a helmet on that play. He'll go to the sideline. Connor Boland steps in his place. So after the personal foul, it sets the Falcons up 2nd down and 25.
And considering the Falcons' offense are going back to the sideline, I believe a timeout called?
Probably.
That would be by Fitchburg. Bridgewater's got none left. We should also talk about our next games coming up here on FATV.
Absolutely. Our next telecast is going to be next Friday night at Crocker Field. That's a Fitchburg High School game. And then the following Friday, there's another football game, but that one's not at Crocker Field. It's going to be Friday night football here at Elliott Field as the Falcons are taking on, Danny, help me, I can't find
the Framingham State Rams.
Thank you very much. The Rams of Framingham State. Both of those games, 7 o'clock kickoffs right here on FATV.
For the Falcons, their next game is going to be on the 30th. They're going to be traveling down to Buzzards Bay to take on Mass Maritime. That'll be a 1 o'clock start. And for the Bears, their next game is going to be against Westfield State at home on noon.
From their own 46.
So 2nd down and 23 for Fitchburg State.
I was going to say the down counts on that, on the personal foul?
Possibly.
And now the officials are going to talk that over.
They're indicating that it is 1st down.
That's what I thought.
Correction, 1st down.
Because if you're going to call the 15 yards, you've got to, you can't give the down on that. It's not like something along the lines of intentional grounding.
That's true.
So, Javon Brown Simpson, his goal is not to get a lot of yardage, it's to hold on to the ball, and he's gone and done that. And that'll be about 40 seconds. He'll be able to take off the clock with that. And that's the important thing for Fitchburg, just hold on to the ball.
Hold on to the ball, stay in bounds. Do a little quick math here. You've got 20 seconds left on the play clock. Snap this ball at about 1:24 to go. Take 2 seconds. Snap the next ball at about 42 seconds. It's going to be,
It's going to be very close.
Very close. If Bridgewater plays this perfectly, they should at least get one more play. But if Fitchburg State can pick up a 1st down or just run around and kill some clock, that would help them a lot.
Oh, wow. And
that was neither of those.
That was Ojo stepping up there.
An incredible play by Ojo.
But if you look at the clock here.
Look at the clock. I mean,
if
the
they
Falcons
run it
could just take a delay of game and then kneel, and that
That would
I'm
be
doing
it.
my math right?
Yeah, that would take it down to 40 seconds.
Yeah. So that's nice.
Also, the clock counts down in tenths, just like it does at Crocker.
Very nice.
Although it never did that before. That's interesting. Regardless, the capability is there. So yes, if I'm Patrick Haverty, if I'm Nelson Valerio, I'm not taking a snap here.
No, don't snap this ball. Why are you snapping that ball? Why did you fumble that ball?
Why did they do any of that? But it looks like they've come up with it. And now the Falcons don't have to take another snap.
No, they've managed to successfully kill enough clock. There is less time left on the game clock than there is on the play clock, possibly.
They stopped the play clock.
Well, you hear the crowd here at Elliott Field. They believe they've won this game. They're just breaking out in na-na, hey, goodbye to the visiting Bridgewater fans. And that's one of the benefits of having the road team here on the near sideline. The crowd can taunt them as they leave. The Falcons wrap up a successful home opener, 31-29. This was a heck of a football game, Danny.
You bet. The Falcons take down the defending MASCAC champions in Bridgewater State. A stunning result for them. They are now 0-4 on the season.
Bridgewater 0-4. Fitchburg goes to 2-2. They will be, as you said, at Mass Maritime next week. Their next trip here back to Elliott Field, October the 6th, Friday night football. A 7 o'clock start right here at Elliott Field, and it will be on FATV. Our next broadcast is next Friday at Crocker Field for the Fitchburg High Red Raiders. Let's take a look at some of the incredibly talented folks who have helped bring you this one. Just an outstanding. I'm slightly biased. I mean, we're okay. We're fine. Whatever. Amanda Agassi did great. She's great, right, Danny?
Absolutely.
Amanda did a great job. You did a great job. I'm fine in here, whatever. John Dextre is our incredible director, talented as always. Nate Glennie running the replays, putting together those packages for us. Travis Falk, you could give him 15 titles and it wouldn't be enough. He's the glue that holds this thing together. Lynn, Charlie, Angelica, Jared, and Dave, everybody running cameras did a fantastic job. You cannot say enough about the all-volunteer crew of FATV. And yeah, the graphics are fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
They're okay. They're good. You did a good job, Danny.
Wasn't expecting that one coming in there.
Thank all of the volunteers, and we thank you, Danny Bolak.
And I thank you as well, John Gugerty.
And most importantly, we thank you all for watching, be it at home in Fitchburg or anywhere around the world at FATV.org. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.